How we doing there, boys and girls? Good morning. About time, I've been waiting. Sorry. We're late. Sorry. A little bit of a later start today. The wife is off on a business trip, so I had to help her with a few things first thing this morning. But we're all good. How we all doing? God damn your IRL. Gets in the way, doesn't it? Goddamn stupid IRL. Always doing shit I don't need it to do. But welcome in, boys and girls. Good morning. It means I'm already way past coffee stage this morning. Straight on the hard stuff. TBC time walking's a thing today though, right? I think. TBC time walking should give us a nice little opportunity to go and grab some past expansion stuff, past expansion patterns. I need to do a bit of a switcheroo on my main hunter, I think. We were halfway through going from Scryers to Aldor, or Aldor to Scryers, or something like that. I can't remember, but there's still some patterns I need from TBC. So this week is Overwatch 2 Watchpoint Pack. What is this? What's this? Season 1 Battle Pass 2000 Overwatch 2 virtual currencies. Wow, they can't even be bothered to give it a name. They've just said, you know what? This is fake money. It's just fake money. Give us your real money and we'll swap it for this fake money. Wow. Maybe not. Pass. Hard pass, Blizzard. Sorry. Right, let's get live up and running. Let's get retail on the go. Let's log in the main account. Now, here's to hoping that all my audio stuff works today. Alerts are meant to be on. We probably need to make sure that the World of Warcraft audio source works. We'll find out in a minute. Let's just load in here. Thanks for the reminder about the time walking dungeon. Got some leveling to do. Yeah, TBC is also a really good one for leveling. Dungeons are short, quick, easy, high XP gain per mob. TBC time walking is very good for leveling. If you want to get those last characters up to 60, now's a good time to do it. Earlier thinking it's almost 10. I'll grab a coffee when Manthe goes live. Hey, sorry, we're a bit late, but we're on it now. Loads to do today. Want to get some TBC stuff done. I've got some auctions I'm going to need to relist. I want to get some leveling done on the beta. I was playing on the beta a little bit more yesterday. I think I'm up to like level 66 or something now. Can't quite remember, if I'm honest, but we'll get some stuff done. Last characters, it's like 15 or something. Honestly, Shadowlands leveling's... Yeah, Shadowlands leveling is... Yeah, it's not the funnest, is it? Let's be honest. Now that we've done it, God knows how many times at this point. Right, are we getting in-game audio playing properly, or are we going to have more technical issues? I think we're having more technical issues. Let me do some adjuster-roonies. Properties. That one. Play. Go. Okay, you guys are not getting sound. This is genius. This is why I didn't want to play around with all of my sound settings. Sound and background on, master volume on, sound effects on. Yeah, it should all work. It should all do stuff. Oh, it's playing through this audio track. Well, that makes no sense whatsoever. Now you should have... Alright, sure. Okay. Can you guys hear the in-game audio? Hang on, let me turn off the tunes and let me find out. Can you guys hear the in-game audio? You guys can hear that, right? Surely you must be able to. Good day, fine sir, is gathering up on the beta now. It is, yes, yeah. But herbalism and mining, and equally skinning, if you consider that gathering, is up, yeah. You guys can hear that, right? Surely. OBS seems to tell me you can, but yesterday we were having a few issues, so... Yeah, you can hear it. Good. Do you think you'll have beta profession guides when do you think you'll have beta profession guides ready? Well, for the for the most part, I have profession guides already, you know, in the locker. They're already sort of, at least in part anyway. I'm not going to do anything with them yet because they were from alpha when things were all a little bit broken still. But I have the basics, I have the foundations, I have the fundamentals in place, which means that I can quickly and easily get them out to you guys as and when needed. So, but yeah, there's no funky trainers at the moment on the beta, so it's remarkably difficult to actually test the professions, which is causing frustration for some people because people want to test professions. It's one of the big key things they've advertised. So they need to get those cheat vendors back up to give people all free materials to do testing and stuff with. But right, what was I trying to do on Jawncraft? There's a few. If we go into the Unlearned tab, there's still a few Outland stuff. Here we go. There's still a few Outlandy things I need. These are the Hala research token things. I need to get the Aldor to Honored. This is where I was switching around reputations, wasn't I? TBC, here we go. We are... What had we done? Shatrath. We had... Yeah, we're still hated with the Aldor, so we need to, and we're still honoured with the Scryers, so we need to keep switching that round. If I remember right, we were using the Damp Scale Basilisk fellas, weren't we? These fellas. No, Dreadfang Venom Sacks. This was what we were trying to do, to switch it around, and we should have... Reputation gains from combating quests increased by 50%. There we go. That should make the whole process much cheaper and easier now. So we need to get the Aldor up for these fellas. We need to get we just got to push the Aldor back into neutral and then all the way to exalted to pick up some of these things. Don't know where that comes from. The Aldor revered, drop from Sunwell. From some fella in Netherstorm, some fella in Blaze Edge, some fella in Shadowmoon Valley. The Violet Eye honoured. Are we not honoured with the Violet Eye? The Violet Eye, we are honoured with these fellas. We could just go pick that up apparently then. Maybe? Region Market Value Average, Gold Cap. Wow, somebody's somebody's done a madness on those numbers. Maybe not. Maybe not. Not for a +3 stamina level 31 bind on equip ring. There are some crazy people out there, but I don't think anybody's clinically insane. And then there's a crown which we get from the old Hillsbad Foothills from the Epoch Hunter. I need to work out all of this. But there's not much we need from Jawncrafting, but we do... nonetheless need to get the Aldor up. Okay, what's leatherworking saying? Leatherworking I think is similar. Outland patterns. Vindicator armor kit comes from the Aldor. A windscale hood is a world drop. Maybe we can buy the recipe for this possibly. Shadow Prowler's chest guard. Violet Eye revered. Okay, we need to push the Violet Eye a little bit further then apparently. Battle for Mount Hyjal. Oh, that's going to be painful to farm. Sunwell. Loads of stuff from Sunwell. World Drop, Belt of Natural Powers. That's... we can buy that, right? Surely. We got to be able to buy that one. If we can buy it, we buy it. Aldor Honoured. Yeah, we need to keep pushing the Aldor in the right direction. Aldor Exalted. Oh, Lord. Oh, double Exalted. Hot diggity. Alright, sure. Revered. World Creature. Okay, yeah. Oh, Violet Eye Exalted now. Oh, jeez. Okay, sure. Right, we got this. So, let's get our butt over to... Shatrath. Double time. How we doing, Stal? Welcome in. Good to see you, my man. Right, Shatrath, here we come. Which one of these is Shatrath? Jade Forest, Crystal Song Forest, Exodar, Caverns of Time. It's this one, right? Shatrath, there we go. One day I'll learn what those, where those portals go. Now, if I remember correctly, the quest that we need to do a bazillion times is down this way somewhere, isn't it? Oh god, this is testing. Is this dude? Wind Trader, some fella? Is it you? No, it's not, is it? Wanted ring of something. Alcatraz. No, it's not you guys. Where's the rep turn in quest repeatable thingy gone? I swear it was around this way. Is it you? No. God, I should have planned ahead. Hang on. Who are you? Hang on.
Blessings upon you.
More venom sacks. This is the one. Right, we're going to need a bunch of these. Turn these in. Complete quest. Reputation with the Aldor increased by 375. Reputation with the Scryers decreased by 413. There we go. There we go. So this, if we... Lookies. Let's get rid of that for now. Should be slowly fixing this problem. Albeit very slowly.
May your days be long and your hardships sweet.
Remarkably slowly.
The Naru have not forgotten us. Favor the road traveled by few. Be kind.
God, I'm gonna get good at pressing these buttons.
May the light embrace you. Dionysaka. Open your heart to the light. Remain vigilant. Chronakai Christo.
Dark Moon Fair's on. Might also help with a rep. Does it give a bonus? Hang on. What I also need to make sure I do. Ever so quickly. Now the question's going to be, is this account going to play audio properly? Hop on that merry-go-round. Is that an extra 10%? Right, I guess we should probably do that then, shouldn't we? Where is the Dark Moon Fair this time? In fact, does it even move nowadays? I don't know. System, graphics. Give me some lovely looking location. There we go. Portal to Stormwind. Where are you? Portal to Stormwind. Go. Which one's going to load first? You. There we go. It's always gold shear nowadays. I don't know. It's one of those things that my brain... I've played this game for so long, and so many changes have happened to this game, that I always question what I actually know to whether it's still true. They probably made it, you know... This is why this is why it never surprises me when people turn around and are like, oh yeah, Booty Bay, the neutral auction house. I'm like, well, yeah, maybe. Once upon a time. How we doing, Haddock? Welcome in. Good morning, good morning. Whoa, my game's running like a dog. Why is it running like a dog? Didn't used to alternate between 2 locations. I imagine that after the Undercity got nuked, they didn't bother going there anymore. It used to alternate through a few locations, yeah. Was it? I think it was 3. I can't really remember, if I'm honest. Weirdly, the Dark Moon Fair's one of the features in the game I've never really utilised. I always forget it. I just completely forget it exists. Everybody's always telling me that I need to go to the Dark Moon Fair and do something. I'm like, oh yeah, the Dark Moon Fair. Genuinely forget it's a thing. Right, merry-go-round. You're on the right-hand side somewhere, aren't you? You are. I'm going to need to buy some tickets, aren't I?
May your days bring you joy.
I just bought some tickets, you dumb. Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe that's fair. Right. Rep me. Rep me. Or buff me. You can also use the roller coaster, that's pretty good fun. I've always just hopped on this thing. Although it's mighty weird having 2 sets of music on the go. Hang on, please hold. Oh, there isn't. Maybe my brain's just gone. Is it from this one? Have we got sound in background on over here? We probably do. Sound in background off, graphics low, cool. That's a lot, isn't it? How many of these things do we need? We don't need a lot of them, do we? Will 1,000 do? 1,000 will probably do, right? Probably don't even need that many. Ah, no! Stop taking everything. Relax. Send. Go. Right, now we need to get back to Shatrath, double time. I wish I had Coca-Cola. You drank that so lovingly. It's weird because it's one of the mini bottles. It's like a 330ml bottle, which is weird because it should, in my brain, it should be a can at that volume. But also makes my hands look bigger. Right. Back to Stormwind. Can you use these rep tokens to just straight up gain rep from like 0 to exalted, or do I then have to go do a rep grind? I can't remember. Can I use these basilisk fellas to get all the way to exalted? I guess I probably can, right? It's usually about 170 hand-ins, but it's plus 60% rep. So, yeah, I've already handed in a whole bunch previously as well. I think last time the event was on, I turned in a bunch, or I might have just had a bunch and turned them in at some point. I can't remember. I've been working on this for a little while. But now with TBC, you know, time walking up, it's kind of, you know, it's given me the kick up the backside to get it done. 330ml bottle sounds beyond cursed. Now I'm uncomfortable knowing they exist. Yeah, they're a bit odd. They're a bit odd. It feels weird drinking from them because they just feel the wrong size. Once you go 500ml, you never go back. Or some phrase similar to that, anyway. Oh, mailbox. I need to actually collect all of those. Mailbox me, game. Mailbox me. There's a mailbox by the auction house, right? Should be. Is it outside or inside? It's in here, right? Yes, there we go. You're still missing many patterns? Enough. TBC is one of those annoying ones because there's lots of rep grinds and lots of world patterns, of which I may probably just end up buying. Yet I may, if they're expensive, I might wait until I move servers. Move somewhere where it's cheaper. I'm certainly not going to spend too much time farming things that I can just buy, let's put it that way. Right, we are still hated. We need to... Okay, we're gaining 400 rep per turn in now. Is that expected? I guess that's expected.
Warm wishes to you. May your days be long and your hardships few. Favor the road traveled by few. Safe.
Do you have the good ones like the Fellstone Longblade? That one I don't have. I don't have many of the blacksmithing ones. Blacksmithing's next on my list. I've got leatherworking and jewel crafting on this dude, so he's my main.
May your days be long and your hardships few. Favor the road.
I'm gonna get real good at pressing these buttons, I reckon.
Blessings upon you. Seek the path of the light.
Fellstone Longblade, to be honest, is probably one I'll never have. Just because the pattern is like ludicrously expensive. And it's not really worth, because you're unlikely to really even sell many of the items if you buy the pattern. The collector in me might, you know, there might come a point where I just bite the bullet and buy it anyway, but it's not high on my priority list, let's put it that way. Come on, we're nearly there.
Be kind to those less fortunate. Safe journey. Warm wishes to you. May your days be long and your hardships few. Favor the road traveled by few. Safe journey. Open your heart to the light. May the light embrace you. Remain vigilant. Blessings upon you. Seek the path of the light.
Couple more.
May the light embrace you. Be kind to those less fortunate. Open your heart to the light.
Okay, now we're only hostile. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Another 3,000 rep needed.
Warm wishes to you. Dionysaka, the Naru have not forgotten us. Blessings upon you. Favor the road traveled by few. Remain vigilant.
This tune's annoying me.
Greetings, friend. Dionysaka, Kronakai Christor. Open your heart to the light. Safe journey.
Yes, unfriendly. Progress is being made. Have we still got plenty of these? Some. We might end up needing more of them.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
Unfriendly.
Seek the path of the light. Favor the road traveled by few. Dionysaka, may the light embrace you. May your days be long and your hardships few. Seek the path.
Neutral. Boom. Can we keep going?
The Naru have not forgotten.
Oh, now we start getting quests. Oh, it's gone. Okay, so now we have to do quests. Bring Stone Gazer's blood to some fella. Completing quests for the Aldor will cause your Scryers' reputation to decrease.
Be kind to those.
Oh, now I've got to do shit. Oh, no. Now I've actually got to level the Aldors like a regular person. Oh, no. This was not planned. This was not planned. Where do we go from here? Can I just do... No, I'm not planning to go leatherworking. Shush. Live. The Aldor. Give me a rep guide. Give me a rep guide. What's the quickest way to get these fellas leveled up? Blah, 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 blah. Hitting Exalted with one faction yields Shatrath Divided, while switching factions to hit Exalted with both grants the feat of Strength, Hero Shatrath. Recipe completionists may wish to pursue this achievement to collect the unique patterns. Hello! That would be me. Reputation gains with Aldor correspond with a 10% greater loss of reputation with the Scryers. Oh, okay, sure. Rep. Until honoured, players looking to gain higher reputation ranks, revered, exalted, may wish to save non-repeatable quests until after reaching honoured. Turn in 10 marks of Kill Jaden in Aldor Rise, which will grant you 250 reputation with the Aldor. There's also a repeatable quest for a single mark turn in, which yields 25 rep. These marks drop from low-rank Burning Legion members found in most outland zones, including the 2 camps north of Arkindoon in the Bone Wastes of Terakar Forest. Approximately 240 marks are required to go from friendly to honoured. Okay. Well. Is it marks to kill Jaden? Oh no, I've got the wrong ones. I got the wrong ones. I got marks of Sargeras. How does it... What... there was me thinking I was way ahead of the game. Hang on. Oh, I need those later on. Oh, until Exalted. Once you reach level 68, you may also turn in marks of Sargeras at the same rates as marks of Kill Jaden. These drop from higher ranking followers of the Burning Legion. Oh, genius. Okay, so I do still need those. Right, I need some marks of Kill Jaden then. Mark... Is it marks of... something? Marks of Kill Jaden. It said 250, didn't it? They're remarkably cheap. Did it say exactly 250? I've got rep grinds up the wazoo. We should be good with that, right? Send to you. Off you go. Right. Okay. Getting there. Ended up with loads of these things spare. We ended up with 464 of these spare. We'll just sell those again. Those will sell really easily this week. I was tempted to do a bit of a flip on those, but I have a sneaky suspicion some potato has gone and stolen them all. Or at least all the cheap ones anyway, so... right, where was it I was turning these in? Present these to the Aldor in Shatrath to prove your slaying of low-ranking followers. In Aldor Rise to Adyen the Light Warden in Aldor Rise. We're still only neutral though. Do I need to get to friendly? I don't know. Let's just try this. This way, maybe? Can't see any quests. Ah, the Light Warden fella. You. Marks of Kill Jaden. Bring 10 marks to Kill Jaden. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, go. Magic. Boom! 400.
Remain vigilant. Blessings upon your family. Remember the lesson.
Oh, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
Good health, long life. Do not lose faith.
We can do this all the way to Exalted, or Honoured, right?
your hardships few. Good health, long life. Dionys Akar, remember the lessons of the past.
God, who said rep grinds were a grind?
Remain vigilant. Do not lose faith. Blessings upon your family. Do not lose faith. Blessings
Yeah,
upon
all the
your
blessings
family.
upon my family,
May
I
your
get it.
days be long and your hardships few. Remain vigilant. Good health.
Boom.
long
Honoured. Can we keep going with these? Oh, no. Now it just says Marks of Sargeras. Okay.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Right, let's keep going.
Dionys Akar. Blessings upon your family.
Oh, this is going to take a while, isn't it?
Remember the lessons of the past. Good health, long life. May your days be long and your hardships few. Dionys Akar. Do not
Oh, we're going to be here for days. Gold lets you avoid rep grinds. That it does. Hang on. I'm already cautious. I'm going to need more of these. Mark of... which one was it? Mark of Sargeras. Let's just buy 1,000 of these, because I don't care. I don't know how many I need. We'll just sell them again if we don't need them.
Remain vigilant. May your days be long and your hardships few.
Preferably, I need to take this all the way to Exalted, though. So, it might take
Remain vigilant.
a lot of them.
Do not lose faith. Dionys Akar. Blessings upon your family. Good health, long life. May your days be long and your hardships.
How's the pet shenanigans going? Slowly. It's kind of, it's on the back burner a little bit. We've, no more Marks of Sargeras. What?
Blessings upon
The...
your family. Good health.
I'm still trying to relist the pets. You know, keeping them listed is actually more of a challenge than anything else right now. And I'm limiting myself to only buying new pets like once a week or so I don't end up spending too much on them. But it's never a project that I expected to pay off quickly. So I needed to build an inventory, spread it all out a bit, stock up on some cheap stuff. And then I need a little bit of time to pass for some of the cheap stuff that I'm buying to go back up in value. So I was never expecting Project Pet to really kick off until sort of mid-Dragonflight-ish era. It was just a way for me to invest 10, 15, 20 million gold into something that I feel would be more valuable in the future. That's the plan anyway.
May your days be long.
Okay, I don't actually think I needed to buy 1,000 more of these. I definitely need to buy some though, but...
Remember the lessons of the past. Dionys Akar.
Right, let's find me a mailbox. Mailbox, mailbox, mailbox. Why does Shatrath never have any mailboxes? One day I'll get that Katie Stamp Whistle shenanigans on the go. We'll be all good. Lost any in the mail yet? No, that's one thing I've been very cautious to not do. I'm still when I say I'm still posting them probably once every 24, 48 hours. I'm still in somewhat actually quite proactive with it. But I'm not sort of paying too much attention to it. I guess that's the better way to describe it. It's, you know, it takes an hour of my day every 2 days just to relist them, and then I kind of forget about it. But eventually it will pay off nicely. That's the plan. There's only one risk that I really see with Project Pet, The risk being that it is quite clear to me that before too long, Blizzard are going to want to make the entire auction house region-wide. When that happens, woo, Project Pet's in the bin. This is the only thing that's preventing me from going really deep into it. At the moment, the market is still safe, but I don't think it's going to be too safe for too much longer.
Do not lose faith.
One more? Boom! Hero of Shatrath. Done it. Go do it now, it's good stream content. Better than watching you get RSI. Well, we are now officially done with Aldor and Scryers, at least on this character. There's a strong possibility I'm going to need to repeat this process on other characters, but for now, we don't need to.
Remain vigilant.
Right, what that should mean, in theory, that should mean is I should be able to zip about a bunch of places and pick up a bunch of recipes. I do think I need to relist my pets, actually, so we might do that a little bit later. Right. Quartermaster Adarin in the Terakar Forest. Right, Terakar Forest we go then. We'll start at the top and work our way down. Have you done the rep switch in Sholazar Basin as well? No. No, that one I think is more painful because I don't think there's a cheat mode for it, is there? I think you genuinely just have to grind dailies, which is disgusting. I don't think I even ever hit Exalted with those fellas in the first place. I'm not sure. Where is this dude then? Maybe I should wow ed him to make sure I know where I'm actually going. Why is this not working properly? Why is all the things not doing its... what's his name? Vindicator's armor. Oh, hello. Vindicator's armor kits. Pattern Vindicator armor kits. Sold. Hey, what? Can be purchased in Shatrath? Boo hiss. There's me going all the way to Terakar Forest. I suppose Shatrath is in Terakar Forest, isn't it? I suppose. Sure. Alright. Goddamn game. Right, that fella there. Back we go. Reverse. Started to scatter my gold a little bit across different realms. I feel like it could be useful later on. I've had this pipe dream for quite a while now of wanting to get sort of like at least 1 million gold on as many different realms as I possibly can. Now the problem is that nowadays 1 million gold, whilst this is going to sound really elitist, so I apologise, but 1 million gold doesn't get you very far, nor is it much of an achievement. Not for the purpose of spreading yourself realm-wide or region-wide. I'd probably want to like try and get 5 to 10 million gold on a bunch of different realms, like 4 or 5 different realms at least, and then spread out so that I just have a bit of gold on as many realms as possible, just so that you can then start scouting the entire region for like cheap deals. And you need some gold on as many different realms as possible for the purpose of things like completing your pet collection, for completing transmog collections, the rarer, more expensive transmog stuff. If you're only after it for the appearance, it makes a lot of sense to find the server that has the item that you want for the cheapest price. and you then need gold on that server to buy the item. You can just create a low-level character, buy the item, learn it, to get the appearance, because the appearances, of course, are account-wide. So there's lots of, not just from a gold-making perspective, but from, you know, collecting everything, collecting all the toys, collecting all of the mounts, the pets, all of this sort of stuff. Having gold spread about is super helpful for that, at least for keeping the cost of it all down. But yeah, if I can get like 1 million gold on 50 realms, I mean, I've got the liquid gold currently to do that if I wanted to. I just need to actually do it. I think would be very helpful. Where is the fellow I'm trying to buy this from? What's his name? What was his name again? Sold by Quartermaster Enderin. He looks like this, and he's in there. Okay. Is he in here somewhere? One of you guys, right? Here we go. Here we go. This fella's got everything we need. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9 patterns. Smooth Golden Draenite. It claims we already know that one. How would we already know that one? Okay. Tailoring. Blast Guard belt. We need one of those. Flame Scale belt. We need one of those. Outland blacksmithing. Jewel crafting. We need one of those. Blacksmithing. Tailoring. Tailoring. Leatherworking. We need one of those. Leatherworking again. Blacksmithing. Leatherworking. There's the Vindicator's armor kit that we came here for in the first place. Pendant of Shadow's End. Yes, please. Tailoring. Well, we're definitely going to need to do this whole process for tailoring and blacksmithing by the looks of things. Flame Scale Legs Exalted. Yes, please. Blast Guard Pants. Yes, please. Blacksmithing. Tailoring. That's just some random ass ring. And then a tabard, I suppose. How have I got the oh, maybe I've leveled Aldor to Exalted on another character somewhere at some point, maybe. I might have done this once upon a time on my paladin.
Remember the lessons of the
maybe. Right. All the things is going to go burr now. Blast Guard belt. Regional market value average of 40k. Flame Scale belt. Region market average of 53k. I found the item that lets you send anima from one tomb to another. Is there a similar method of sending cosmic flux? Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, the Quartermaster in Zereth Mortis. What's his name? In Haven. Villo. Quartermaster Villo is the fella you need. Some random ass gem that I'm never ever going to craft, but a pattern's a pattern. Flame Scale boots. Regional market average value of 80k. None of these actually have a sale average of more than about 10k though. But even that, to be fair, is what do we got? Crafting cost on heavy, not hide leather, 15 gold a piece. That's like 60 gold right there. Crystal infused. times 8. Let's just say then times 8. Let's just say 1,200 gold. Primal Fire times 3 is... What Primal Fire is going to be? Like 300 gold a piece. There's another 1,000. 2.5k plus 3 Primal. Yeah, 2.5 to 3,000 gold just to craft these damn things. That's probably why. Even with today's prices. But, hey, if you can bang them out for 10k a pop, GG. Still 7k profit on those if you can get the damn things to sell, that is. They don't even have a sale rate, so they probably never would. Probably something I'll never craft. Blast Guard boots. Let's say similar-ish price. Regional sale average of 13k if and as and when you can get them to sell. Unique appearances, all of this sort of stuff, though, so there's a chance that actually crafting it might be worth. Vindicator armor kit. This is something we're never going to craft. Pendant of Shadow's End. What? Oh lord, regional market average value of 337,000 gold. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that. Flame scale legs. Regional market average of 150k. Damn. I'll probably craft, you know, once upon a time I'll probably craft some of this stuff, and we'll see what sells and what doesn't. But and then Blast Guard pants. Cool. That's pushed my leatherworking totals up nicely. Nicely. What are we still missing then from TBC land? A wind scale hood. Is there anything that's rep gated? The Violet Eye. It's Karazhan, right? The Violet Eye? Is that Karazhan? What's the Violet Eye rep grind? Shadow Prowler's chest guard. Yeah, Karazhan. Let's take a little bit of a looky. There's got to be a cheat mode for that, right? The Violet Eye faction. The Violet Eye is a secret sector founded by the Kirin Tor of Dalaran to spy on the Guardians of Tirisfal. Blah, blah, blah. Reputation. Reputation is gained by killing mobs inside Karazhan and completing the Karazhan-related quests. Reputation from Karazhan mobs can be gained from neutral all the way to exalted. Each trash mob awards around 15 rep, whilst the bosses award more. Archmage begins a fairly long quest chain. This quest line rewards players with the Master's Key and accumulates with Nightbane. Full completion of this quest line awards approximately 10k reputation. You don't need the key anymore, but the lore behind the questing is quite nice. And then, of course, there's a bunch of okay, so we just got to run Karazhan, right? Apprentice who stands outside the main gates of Karazhan will sell epic jewel crafting recipes and shoulder enchants to players who have honoured or above standing. So what do we need? We need revered. I think we need to take those. We need to take that all the way to exalted. You know. I think it was maybe for. Oh, there we go. Exalted. Cloak of Darkness. We need exalted to learn that pattern. Am I right to assume then that we can cheese Karazhan by not killing bosses? Is there a trash farm that we can run in, reset, repeat? What's the shit with this? Or is it a 10? Because it's the old one still classed as a raid, right? So it's a 3-day lockout. This is gonna people are gonna prove me wrong so many times now. Where's the Shattrap? Where's the Stormwind Portal gone? Is it a weekly lockout on? Jesus. Okay. I wonder if you get rep doing the dungeon version, or is it just the raid version? It's a very good question. You don't get it from the dungeon. Okay, right. So we need to do the raid version, but presumably then we either need to work out how to... We have to work out how to cheese the trash and not kill any bosses so that we can go in and reset it 10 times an hour, I guess. We've still got 26 minutes on our Dark Moon buff. I wasted a bunch of time, but... I think it's this way, roughly. Let's, yeah, this way, roughly. My internal sat-nav is doing its job just fine. I wonder if Zygor has a dungeons or reputations, Burning Crusade reputations, the Violet Eye. This reputation can be earned by running the Karazhan raid. Will require you to be in a raid group to make a raid and invite. Yeah, sure. Kill every creature that's hostile inside the instance in order to gain rep. Oh. Well, that's genius, isn't it? Thanks for that, Zygor. Thanks for that, Zygor. You help nada. Not this time. Not this time. Isn't it portable in Oribos now since it's a Mythic Plus? Okay. Yeah, you might be. I'm practically there, though. This'll do. This'll do. Practically there. Okay, let's raid difficulty. I don't think it makes any difference to this, does it, for legacy? Let's just leave it on, whatever it is. People are over here chilling. Here we go. Let's see, let's see. So I guess we can just nuke things, right? Violet Eye rep increased by 26. The Violet Eye, we are 84% of the way through Honoured. Now, the question becomes, am I going to scuff it by killing bosses? I am going to scuff it, aren't I? Because I'm not. If I kill Midnight, I'm screwed, right? If I kill Midnight, I'm screwed. Because then I can't reset stuff. Can I now go back out and reset these? You can do the spider area and the mini boss. Okay. Then the mobs up to midnight stop spawning again after resetting. I would also like to point out, I really don't know where the hell I'm going in this place. I know one direction. Near the entrance. Hang on. Top of the stairs to your left has a bunch of mobs. Near the entrance. Blah, 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 blah. This is going up to the kitchen. Alright, I'll go back. I'll go back. Not entirely sure why I'm picking stuff up, but, you know. We go this way. Have you checked if the trash is giving you... It is giving me rep, yeah. Yeah, 26 rep a time. 26, 27 rep. The actual reputation bar's at the top here. Song name, it's a banger. Doesn't sound much like a banger, but this is Outlaw Star, Eagle-Eyed Tiger, apparently. Hey, there's revered. Now the question is do they keep giving me rep? They do keep giving me rep. We're still gaining reputation. Is there somebody in this zone I'm supposed to be cautious to not kill? Probably. No, just go ham. Boss spawns when you kill all of the ads in the basement. Ah, okay, okay. So, is it this way? Feels like this way. What you doing there? It's TBC rep. It's TBC time walking this week. So, 50% rep bonus. I still need some rep. I need the Violet Eye to Exalted for the purpose of a pattern or two that I need. So we're just doing some casual killing, a bit of rep grinding. Back at the entrance, looking towards midnight. There's stairs up to your right. Go up there. There's a bunch of mobs as well, I think. Okay. Nice. Maiden of Virtue, we don't kill though, right? Is that a boss? That's a boss, right? Ignore you. It's difficult because I'm severely trigger happy. Meaning I'm likely to accidentally press a button I shouldn't do at some point. Right, leave you alone. We go back this way, I reckon. If playing Classic would give me the mogs in retail, yeah, see, I'm the same, right? If one of the big reasons why I don't particularly feel that vested in Classic is that it's a sunk cost fallacy. I'm very aware of it. The fact that I've put so much time and effort into retail over the years. And one of the key things I do quite enjoy doing is collecting shit, right? And with close to 15 years of progress on that in retail, it becomes very, very difficult to look at Classic and go, you know what? I'll do it all again. Because I'm like, nah. Nah. Oh, these dudes don't give me much rep. These are only like 5 rep a piece. This is a scam. I don't know why I'm looting them. I really don't need the loot, but...
need a target.
If I hop down there, my pet's going to do crazy shit. I should probably go there the normal way. I don't trust my pet to not pull something it shouldn't. You know, typical typical hunter problems, right? In before Felsteed Longblade drops? I don't think so. I mean, I know I have a touch of streamer luck, but I don't think I'm ever that lucky. Pet pulling the whole dungeon, isn't that the goal? Well, sort of, but just not the bosses, because then I can't reset the trash. I don't know how much of this trash I can reset either way, but... Because I need to get to Exalted. A couple of runs in here should do it, if I can reset stuff. Boss will reset on their own as they reach their leash. Being in the room with the boss as a hunter is the bigger risk. See, I'm blatantly aware that just by purely being a hunter, I'm a hazard. We can keep going this way, I reckon. Or can we just drop down there? Can we just drop down there? Ah, it's just dropped down there. What's my pet gonna do now? Oh, now my pet's gone on a... Yeah. Come, please don't pull anything you shouldn't. Can we now reset that and rinse and repeat? What do we think? Let's just say there's a reason the hunter's the most played class in the game. Yeah. Hey! We have a reset. Nice. Actually, dismiss pet's not the worst idea. That's really not the worst idea, actually. I'll take you up on that offer. We're still gaining rep from these, which is good. Hey, this shouldn't take us too long, you know. And guess what? There's a good chance we'll get some fancy loot out of this and all. I believe. I have faith. At least a couple of bits of transmog for sure. I dare you to barrage? No, I've not even specced into it. Not even specced into it. That shit shoots through walls and does all sorts of dumb stuff. No, thank you. Oh, you're a rare. You're a rare. Go on. Give me something good. Terrible. 3 gold. No, barrage is not happening. Barrage is a recipe for disaster. I know that ahead of time. Would have been a new appearance if you were doing this as a priest, like you should. Yeah, the difference is the priest is not a jewel crafter or a leather worker, which is the main reason why I'm here. I don't get to choose me class. I need the rep on this character, so we just have to do what we do. This may not necessarily be the only character I need to do this on as well either. With it being TBC week, I might try and bang out blacksmithing and a few other, maybe tailoring, a few other professions that are likely to need these reps as well. Welcome to the world of pattern reputation gates. I'm not going to bother running all the way around there. Could just do this, I suppose. What's the biggest purchase you've done in WoW? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't really know. It's weird, right? Because I don't really need to spend too much gold. 1 exotic leather for 2 million. Oh, I've never done that. Longboy? Yeah, I wish. The Longboy would have been if I'd actually bought it. What is my biggest purchase? I don't know. Really not a lot. I haven't even bought... I haven't bought the stupid spider mount either. So that would be 2 million. It's probably one of the big expensive pets, you know. It's probably one of, like, the... have I bought the frog? Did I buy the BFA frogs? I don't know. Can't quite remember. I'm remarkably good at making gold. I'm not so good at spending it. Unless it's on stupid... Not big single ticket items, anyway. Hey, you know what? By the looks of things, this is only going to take a few runs. This is going to be easy sauce. We're 7k into 21k already. 2 more runs of this place, maybe? Probably not even. Yeah, but maybe 2 more runs, and we should be good, I reckon. Cautiously need to remember to do something about my bags. Or just stop looting. It's not like I need anything from here. Although, if people claim the Felsteel and Longblade can drop from here, I'm going to loot everything regardless. Because you never know. You miss every shot you don't take. Isn't that the phrase? Right, ignore you, Midnight. I've got the mount from you anyway. I once bought an island expedition 2-handed sword for my Fury for 300k-ish. Then a week later I got tired of it. This is why I don't collect transmog, because I know that, you know, people's... you get really excited about an appearance. And you get that appearance, you're like, wow, this is cool. 4 days later, you're like, yeah, you know, fuck it, I'll swap it to this other slightly different shade of something or other. A traveller's backpack. We're rich. Only the best loot. Only the best loot. Right. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Made a pirate transmog years ago. Haven't changed it since. Makes sense.
Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
What's my button for? It's that one. Soul essences. I don't think I ever want those. Netherweave cloth at this point is just a vendor item. Stoppable force. Now I should technically sell them, but I don't care. Amber cape of the quick blade. See you later. See you later. Netherweave spider silk. Probably worth actually selling that. Soulbound. Collected worth nothing. Collected worth nothing. 16 slot bag. World drop bag. I'm never going to do anything with it. Get rid of them. Okay.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummels. Like
Alright,
you.
I'm back in. When getting a traveller's backpack was a big deal. For people playing Classic, it wasn't all that long ago. The Classic fanboys, that was like last week, right? Bought the Arcanite Ripper and the fish mog, but I don't use them, but I just love them. Oh yeah, that fucking great big fish. I remember. That's an island expedition thing, right? Quite sure of it. How do you go about valuing black market auction house items? Started taking a closer look, but God knows if I know what each thing is worth. The black market auction house is a bit of an enigma because it's, well, for starters, most of it is not worth anything at all. One of the most common complaints about the black market auction house is that nobody really actually wants anything that it sells. There's like maybe 5 items that people care about on the black market auction house, of which 4 of them are probably mounts. There's actually a very small fraction of stuff that people care about. Let's not also forget that most of the stuff you get on it is actually trash. Like there's flipping patterns that you can just go and buy, or like a pattern from Terrace Event. Like there's just dumb shit in there. So, most of the time, not really anything you actually want. Certainly not from the purpose of like buying something to then go and sell it. Couple of pets, your spectral tiger cubs, you know, the, what is it, like Tuskar kite. There's a couple of pets, trading card game related pets that are there, that will be attractive to a few people. When it comes to valuing those, it's quite simple to value them. You can just see what you can see what the region average is for those items. By now, I would hope that you're wise enough to be able to use the data that something like TSM gives you. Just because something's listed for 1 million gold doesn't really necessarily mean that it actually sells. Yeah, there's not actually a great lot from there, to be honest. Most people just use the black market auction house to try and hunt down that super duper rare 10 million gold, instant gold capped mount. Mimron's head or something along those lines. Of course, the long boy if you win the jackpot lottery. Let's say the trading card game stuff, the bind on pickup trading card game stuff. Well, if it's bind on pickup, it's worth whatever you're willing to spend on it. You know, yeah, that then is entirely your call. It's worth whatever you're willing to pay for it. If somebody is willing to pay more for it, it's obviously worth more to them. If you want to spend 10 million gold on a piece of tier 3 armor, then you do you. But I wouldn't, you know, the value to me is worth significantly less. Doubt somebody would pay 10 million for Mimron's head since you can farm it. Mimron's head nearly always gets gold capped. Practically always goes for near 2, if not gold cap.
It's too far away.
You got to remember, the black market auction house is one of those areas where the high rollers, you know, do high roller things. You know, it's like playing on the big blackjack table. People who are looking to buy things from the black market auction house have more gold than they know what to do with. More gold than they know what to do with, and so hence why they're buying things on the black market auction house. I'd pay 10 million any day of the week to not have to farm it. The fact is, I'm too lazy to even care camping the black market auction house. Yeah. This is it. This is it. Some people use gold as a convenience tool, right? They make gold in the way that they enjoy making gold. And then they spend it however they wish. You'll spend way more than 10 million gold in time farming them out. See, it's probably true. Considering this is why things like some of the most expensive items in the game. Let's take a look at your Spectral Tiger mount, for example. Easily the most expensive item to buy in the game. So much so that you practically can't actually buy it in the game. You have to source it through somebody, through some random ass Discord. It all feels a little bit dodgy nowadays, but I'm sure it's legit. You're looking at the beginning of Shadowlands, you could pick up a Swift Spectral Tiger for somewhere in the region of about 20-30 million gold. You know, a couple of gold caps. That skyrocketed during Shadowlands to 100+ million gold. Simply because legendaries. Legendaries made it remarkably streamlined for people to make disgusting amounts of gold. So things like the Spectral Tiger went up in value a lot. Now there's two sides to that story, because of course it's getting rarer by the day. There's only a finite number of them available. In theory, there's always been rumours of people being able to duplicate codes and all sorts, but in theory at least, there's a finite number of Spectral Tigers. But yeah, so 10 million gold to get a mount off the black market auction house is a bargain to some people. Even something that you can technically farm like Mimron's head. It's a really cool looking mount. It's unique in its appearance. People will gold cap that within a heartbeat. Heavenly Onyx, Cloud Serpents, Shackled Urzels, amongst other stuff. I swear, I've never been able to put science to this, but I swear there's some smart coding with these containers. I don't think it's just entirely a list of 1,000 items. I don't think it's completely random. I've seen, because whilst I do believe there is still the possibility for you to get duplicate items from these containers, I think it's super duper unlikely. The problem with the black market auction house containers, though, is there's just not enough accurately tracked data to really validate even what's in them. Never mind drop rates for this sort of stuff. There was some interesting data that came from the TSM guys a little while ago. Oh, I wonder if I've still got it. It's going to be a little bit out of date now, but it was data about the black market auction house. Because of course, Trade Skill Master, whilst Trade Skill Master doesn't have the ability to track everything, it can only track realms where somebody has physically seen it. So it's not all-inclusive data, but it's about as reliable as we're going to get. I wonder if I've got the documents saved in my Google Drive. I'll have a look in a minute after this run. But it gave some interesting data about just how much people spend on the black market auction house containers. And it was amazing to see the disparity. Like your low population servers, containers in the EU for reference, black market auction house containers in the EU are practically double the price than they are in NA. This is why you always see Hickon's posting on Twitter saying he's got containers for like 100k gold. It just makes you feel sick. Because you went even on the lowest population realms in the EU, you're practically not getting a container for much less than 400k nowadays. And on the big servers, it's basic, you know, your Draenors, your Kazakhs, your Terran Mills. If you can get a container for less than 1 million gold, you've done really well. Done really well. Now, the ease of access for transferring gold about nowadays might sway this data a touch. Because now I would imagine the market container prices on the biggest realms will drop slightly. You can probably quite comfortably get them for under 1 million gold nowadays because the people that have lots of gold can offload that gold to smaller realms, camp a character on the black market auction house and pay a fraction of the price. But it also then means the more people that do that, it will rise the minimum cost of the containers as well. In BFA, the average price of my realm was about 400k. Now it's gone up to about 950. Yeah. And see, people look at that and they think, oh, inflation, there's so much more gold in the game. It's not. It's just in the pockets of less people. There's less people able to buy them, but the people that are able to buy them are able to pay a higher price. It's not that there's more gold in the system. It's the fact that the gold has been distributed aggressively towards just a handful of players. I for the longest time considered Shadowlands is actually a deflationary expansion. If you were to look at the total gold in the system, I actually reckon that there's less gold in the system now than there was in BFA. The problem is, though, is it's all in the pockets of a very few select players. And if, you know, a few of those players are relatively public about it, it paints an image of that just everybody's got millions of gold nowadays, which isn't strictly true. Just like IRL, the rich have got richer, and the poor have got poorer. So, sucks to be in camp poor. Did I do a reset on the dungeon? I don't know. Oh, I was going to see if I had that black market auction house data, wasn't I? Let me check my Google Drive real quick. I've got to be careful doing this on stream. This is always risky because I've got documents in there that need not be seen by the public. 339 million out of the system just in arboreal shards from me. There you go. There you go. And that's just buying arboreal shards. Let's not forget the 5% auction house fees on those hundreds of millions, if not billions of gold in transaction value from legendaries. 5% of everything that happens on the auction house. Poof! Gone. Insta gone. Probably that Google Drive. This might be a bit difficult to find. It's not just 5% of Legos, it's 5% of mats and everything. Yeah, literally 5% of every single transaction on the auction house. And so let's think that for, you know, 5% is taken out multiple times as the materials trade hands. So somebody farms up a bunch of materials. Let's say somebody farms up 1 million gold of materials and then sells 1 million gold of materials. 1 million gold of materials, let's say it's ore, for example. 1 million gold of ore is sold on the auction house. Somebody buys it. That person has lost 5% of the transaction fee is gone. 50k is gone just in the transfer of the ore to the blacksmith. The blacksmith then makes Shadowghast ingots. He bangs out a whole bunch of Shadowghast ingots. He takes that 1 million gold and turns it into 1.3 million gold in Shadowghast ingot value. He then sells his Shadowghast ingots on the auction house for 1.3 million gold. He's made a profit, but yet another 5% of that has left the auction house. So 5% of 1.3 million, let's just call it 70, 80k for reference, has disappeared, right? Completely gone. That's another 80k. So we're up to like over 100,000 gold has just poof disappeared in just from going from the farmers to the Shadowghast ingot crafters. The people who buy the Shadowghast ingots are then combining them with a bunch of other stuff to make legendaries. They then sell the legendaries on the auction house, and the value of that legendary, 5% of that is taken off as well. When you take 5% of the transaction fee every step of the way, monstrous amounts of gold leaves the auction house every single day. Just leaves the game, just disappears. The auction house just takes it and it no longer exists. That is the #1 way that Blizzard counteract the natural inflation from you completing quests, from your mission tables, from you doing your callings, all of the raw gold farming, every time an item in the game is created, it has a vendor value. If it's a green item, it has an inherent vendor value. That is a creation of gold. And that's all counteracted by the auction house and the 5% that it takes off every time. And it mounts up remarkably quickly. I was hoping that I could find this black market auction house data that I had once upon a time. The problem is I can't find it. I don't know where. I don't even know if I saved it, and if I did, I don't know where I saved it. I might ask Sapu for it. It's probably somewhere. I just can't work out where. Yeah, I don't know where. Shadowlands beta notes. Oh, I've found a document called Shadowlands beta notes. What notes did I make about the Shadowlands beta? Lists of things to test. Tailoring 1 to 100 guide. Video ideas. Pink unicorn guide. What the hell would a pink unicorn guide have been? Shadowlands Skinning World Tour. Oh dear, we can close that before we go too far. Damn, I can't find it. I can't find it. I might ask Sapu for it again. It was a really interesting set of data. God, it's going to annoy me. I can't find it. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe another day. Maybe another day. Not today, unfortunately. But yeah, when you consider 5% of every transaction, 5% of the revenue that moves between player to player on the auction house just disappears every time. It really does add up, I would imagine. There was data from back in BFA that indicated it was somewhere in the region of about 800 million gold a day, I think it was. I think it was 800 million gold a day leaves the global World of Warcraft economy. But this was BFA data, and the transactional value I don't think was quite as high in BFA. People sure were selling, like, people were selling uncanny gear for like 2,000 or 3,000 gold a piece, and they were like, wow, this is like big bucks. Not even a smidge on the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, that was trading hands every day because of legendaries. There was that presentation. Yeah, it was, a few content creators have used it now a few times to showcase this, but, yeah, it was roughly somewhere in the region of about 800 million gold a day leaves the auction house. And that's just 5%, right? That shows you just how much is you know, how many transactions there are on the auction house every day.
I'm out of range.
I would safely say that in Shadowlands, you could probably double, if not quadruple, that value as well. Now, 800 million gold a day leaving the economy sounds like a crazy number. But you've also got to remember, if there's a, let's say there's 1 million players. Let's say Blizzard's sub count is 1 million, right? Let's say there's 1 million players. Let's also then consider, let's just say every single person does their calling every single day. Let's just say. It's not the case, but let's just say. Let's just say everybody does their calling every single day. That's 1,500 gold. That's 1.5 billion gold that's created just from 1 million players in a day, just from doing their calling. So you can quite quickly see that if every single player is playing the game and even doing the bare minimum, a lot of new gold is generated every single day, which is why the auction house has to take so much of it out. Imagine if player housing was brought in, how much gold would leave the game then? See, player housing would be a really, really good system for removal of gold. But transmog in and of itself is also remarkably good. I would imagine that if you were able to see the figures, the amount of gold that people spend on transmog must be ridiculous. Because let's not forget, in many cases, they are... Sure, there's a percentage of people that are farming the transmog. But there's also, you know, the transactional value of people then selling that. 5% of the transmog market is a reasonable amount. Even though I bash on transmog, transmog are usually, or at least some of the big ticket transmog items, they're expensive. Let's say it's 100k. Well, there's 5k gone just because somebody farmed it and sold it to somebody else. That's 5k out of the auction house. You've also got, every time you jump on your flipping Grand Expedition yak and you change your transmog about, it's a few hundred gold every time you press a button. Which is unironically probably one of most players' biggest gold sinks. Is just fixing their transmog, switching between appearances. Sounds so dumb, but all these little things add up. Probably way more so than repair fees. But yeah, something like player housing would delete God knows how much out of the game. Because it would remove disgusting amounts of gold out of the game through the auction house again. Because clearly if they were to implement some sort of player housing system, they'd likely also give crafting the ability to do crafting things, which would you know, push more into the auction house. This is something I've just thought of that I hadn't really considered actually. Is that I wonder how, due to the work order system, work orders are actually counteractive to the whole system, because whilst 5% transaction fees will still exist on work orders, there won't be the constant deposit fees, because deposit fees mount up really quickly, especially on crafted gear, because you won't be cancel scanning. you forget that cancel scanning actually is constantly, it's a drip, it's like somebody's turned on a tap. Cancel scanning is constantly removing gold out of the game, even with nothing selling. Because every time you list an auction, now of course, more so on some stuff than others, on, you know, when it only costs you 1 silver to list a legendary, it's not really taking a lot of gold out of the game very fast. But like crafted gear, 262s, 233s, you know, stuff to which people would actually actively cancel scan on. 30, 40 gold every time they cancel scan and relist something. Poof, gone. And then 5% when it sells. It all adds up. It all adds up. It's economies at scale. It really does add up. I find it really interesting to think about, but that's because I'm a bit of a geek. Where are we doing on... Oh my god! We're nearly there, you know. Probably not this run, but another half a run after this, and we should be exalted. Time flies when I'm geeking out over numbers. You can do a full clear now if you... Oh yeah, I'm sure I probably could. I'm not going to though. $100k on a single character. There we go, you see. You can burn through just crazy amounts of gold if you're constantly changing your mogs up. Dragonflight beta in Karazhan. Not quite. Not quite. Bit of retail for the moment. We might do a bit of beta in a while. I do want to make sure that I'm keeping up with my leveling. I need to make sure I'm getting at least a couple of levels a day, because I'm also cautious that it's beta and they have the tendency to brick your characters every week. I don't want to spend the best part of a week, you know, slowly working up, completing every quest in every zone, to then have my progress reset on me. That would really hurt.
I can't attack that.
Who's yoinked the stairs? Oh, we're going to be close, you know. We're about 600 rep away.
I need a target.
Oh my god, that's disgustingly close. Should I just go kill Midnight? In fact, no. We'll do it properly. We'll do it properly. The problem with player housing, though, is that Blizzard don't the Warcraft engine just doesn't support it. It's the simple answer. There's no the technical limitations for player housing are more. It's more of a technical limitation than it is than a desire limitation. Because you straight up, you just the game engine that World of Warcraft uses just does not support the ability to like manually place things about. Which is the #1 difficulty, right? This is why they had to do, like, they tried with garrisons, right? Boom! Exalted. I mean, I'd love to see something like that, but honestly, if you want player housing, I think you just play Final Fantasy, don't you? Let's not mess about. See, it really annoys me. I never got to properly experience the player housing thing in Final Fantasy because I never leveled up high enough. I never gave that game enough time. Other things got in the way.
Hail and well met, champion.
King's honor, friend. For the Alliance.
Hey there.
I was 52 when you started streaming. Now I'm up to level 57 on a new character. That's pretty speedy, man. That's pretty fast. Was that five levels in like a little over an hour? It's not bad at all, is it? Outland Leatherworking, 65, revered, not collected, yoink, Shadow Prowler's chest guard. Frozen Eye, is this jewel crafting? That's another one we needed. Cloak of Darkness, that's the other one we needed.
Have a good one.
Boom. What's this then? 6k regional actual sale average. Frozen Eye. Gold cap region market average value. Sure. You'd actually be mental to craft that in the first place, though. This is the problem. I was 37 when you started streaming. I'm still 37 now. Oh, not talking about age. Not to say that every game I played supported player housing turns the world into a shitfest of houses everywhere. Well, I think this is why I from what I've seen of it anyway, I think Final Fantasy did it in quite an elegant way. You know, they had areas. They just had these big areas where like there's plots of land and you could buy the plot of land and build it. And so it was like, you know, it was a council estate or housing estate, maybe I should call it. A housing estate for where everybody would have their player housing. Which I think was quite an elegant way of doing it. To prevent that exact thing, right? To prevent there just being like just tents all over the fucking place. Please hold 1 minute. The wife has texted me. And if anybody knows anything, you must instantly reply to all text messages from the wife. For fear of imminent divorce. Couple of eggplant emojis, couple of peach emojis, the odd love heart. Job done. Job done. That's how we do it around here. Let's just let's just also throw in. Let's throw in a flamingo because that will confuse her. There we go. Beautiful. Yes, sushi's fine. No, I wish. She's off on a business trip. So she's away for a day or so. My girlfriend calls me multiple times a day and I don't always respond. I mean, you play a risky game there, my friend. That's a very risky game. Right then, how far have we got then? What do we still need? Are we now in the land of just needing dum-dum stuff, world drop stuff, wind scale hood, world drop from Shadow Moon Valley apparently. These are all lies. I don't trust any of this. Get me to somewhere that's considered. Let's go and scout the auction house real quick. Let's see if we can find any patterns. Biggest problem that ActiBliz have with player housing is themselves. They'd never really dedicate enough resources to it to do it justice, and they wouldn't maintain it through the expansions. I think they're kind of quite wise to just, you know, not do anything with it. There's 15 years of hype on player housing in World of Warcraft, and you are right. They would never, ever, ever do it in a fashion that meets people's expectations. It just wouldn't. It's not physically possible. There are too many technical limitations with the World of Warcraft game engine for them to ever be able to do it in a way that, you know, players want. Players have had over a decade of dreaming up their ideal solution for player housing. It just wouldn't be feasible. So they are, in some regards, probably just best off just not doing it ever. Okay, there's a wind scale hood, but it's going to set me back 70k. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I don't particularly feel best pleased about spending 70k on a pattern. Especially when the regional sale average is 24k on these things. I'm tempted to restrain from buying stuff until I move servers, which is going to happen in the not too distant future. Wind scale hood is a pattern we can buy, but it's too expensive. I mean, it's there. The fact it's there in the first place is like, The irony of ironies being is that 70 odd K is actually not the worst price. In theory, I don't need... I mean, I could probably craft one and then just keep it listed and hope that it pays for itself, maybe. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to need to craft one at some point just for the transmog appearance. So, I don't know. I'm going to frustrate myself now by looking to see how much it costs across the board. What's it? Oribos.exchange. Wind scale. What was it called? Wind scale hood. Oh, let's go EU Draenor. D for Draenor. There's a Draenor US? Huh, today I learn. Yeah, see, it's cheaper. There's 70 across the EU. Confret Duthorum. The pattern is only 3,000 gold. 30k, 40k, 40k, 100. Yeah. Maybe when we move to Draenor, maybe we'll... Maybe when we move to Draenor, we'll pick it up. That's if we end up moving to Draenor. Or I could just pay 70k for it now and just have it done. Fuck it, it's only money, innit? It's only gold. Boom. We now own it. Elegant solution would be doors / portals in the unused buildings in the cities. That would only be possible in Stormwind Ironforge, that's it. Yeah, you could kind of do something along those lines. I mean, that's sort of the approach that New World took, right? That there was plots in the big cities that you could buy the plot of land and you could have multiple people own the same plot of land and it was all instanced. In New Worlds, they did it so that they gave people like a player housing score, but people very quickly worked out that if you just, you know, stacked gold statues floor to ceiling, you know, min-max your score, and then the person with the highest score had their house shown publicly. And you just ended up with cities with just ridiculous looking houses everywhere. Maybe they've fixed all of that now, but yeah, that was in the early days anyway. But yeah, just sort of making them an instanced area. But that almost goes against what people want player housing to be, right? They want something that they can show off. This is why people were so excited about garrisons. They were so excited that, oh, I can make my garrison and then I can bring my friends and family to it and I can show it off. And But then everybody's garrison looked absolutely identical, so nobody cared. Battle for Mount Hyjal. Sunwell, Sunwell, Sunwell. Belt of Natural Power is a drop. I swear there's a pattern for this, though. Belt of Natural Power? I swear there's a pattern for that. No, apparently not. I swear there was a pattern for that. Oh, it's a bind on pickup pattern though. Damn. Is there any indication where this comes from? Serpent Shrine Cavern. 1% drop chance in Serpent Shrine Cavern. The eye. Okay, it's just one of those disgusting, horrible, never ever going to get it patterns, isn't it? Alright. World creatures. Earthen Netherscale boots. Is that a pattern we can buy? Pattern Earthen Netherscale boots, it is. Anywhere between 99 gold and a lot of gold. Whoa! Whoa! This is interesting. There is clearly some pattern shenanigans going on. Clearly some shenanigans going on. There is no way on 25 different servers the same person's decided to post it for exactly the same price. 10 out of 10, K-Chak. See, this is the thing, right? It probably is. It probably is. It's one of those again, right? Where, you know, if you see a pattern and you know it's super cheap and you know you can hold the market on it, hoover it up. Yoink them. List them for stupid money. Somebody comes along and has it off you, you win big. If they don't, well, one sale across 10. You know, if your average buy price is 20k and you're listing it for 10 times that value and you've got it listed on 10 servers, you only need to sell one of them to recuperate your gold. But yeah, you're probably right. 10 out of 10 chance that's K-Chak. He's always doing shenanigans of that nature. Servers like this, where there's 2 of them listed for 7k, I would not be surprised if he turns up, yoinks them, relists them for 200k and moves on. All these servers for 200k are all medium-ish servers. Medium to low pop servers. In fact, by the looks of things, apart from Argent Dawn is yeah, the very same thing as people posting mats at 400k. You only need to sell 1 a month. You see, this is it, right? It's the numbers game. If you do it enough, that is actually all you need. No, I don't think that showed up in my search results. It would have showed up in my search results if there was one in my realm, but no. Okay. Well, there's nothing more reputation-wise I need for leatherworking. I just have to do some frustrating things like run Sunwell a million times. Battle for Mount Highjaw. I'm in drop territory now. There's only that one pattern I can still acquire without farming it. And that's these things, which we'll get at some point, maybe, possibly in the future. What about jewel crafting then? Let's have a look at jewel crafting. Unlearnt. Steady Talasite. Hala research tokens. Chaotic Skyfire diamond is a drop. Is the recipe a drop, or is it just chaotic sky fire diamond? It's just a drop. Drops from the Sunwell. Drops in Netherstorm. Drops in Blades Edge Mountain. Drops somewhere else. Okay. The Epoch Hunter. I've killed this dude like 1 billion times. I was farming this fella for ages for Mage Tower, I think. Yeah, I'm now in the realm of expensive patterns. Real expensive patterns. What the hell's an expert cookbook? Teaches you how to be an expert cook, allowing a maximum of 225 cooking skill. Removed from the game. Interesting. Storm Shroud gloves, Storm Shroud armor. Oh, they're the Kata ones. They're the ones you buy with time walking tokens, aren't they? Okay. Right then. I think there's not really much more I can do for jewel crafting or leatherworking, apart from just running Sunwell. But I don't need TBC time walking to be up. What I'm basically trying to do is utilize the 50% rep increase as much as possible. I guess it might be time to switch characters. Maybe look at tailoring. Or do we do blacksmithing? Let's have a look at blacksmithing's fun, isn't it? Blacksmithing's more fun. Although farming on a paladin is painful. Because they're slow. Maybe actually, let's relist some auctions in between. Mix it up a touch. I might go grab a drink actually. I'll be back in 2 minutes, boys and girls. Alrighty, let's get these auctions listed. Expireds, go. We might need to check pets, actually. We might need to relist some pets. This is another one. I know we were looking at the Ouroboros exchange a minute ago. This is kind of one of those things where you can, if you know that there's some good patterns, good rare patterns, that are worth, you know, something, you can take a little look through these and you can be like, well, you know what? If these are available on like a certain amount of realms, Hood of Primal Life, for example, probably not a great piece of gear, but I mean, the pattern itself is available like only 82 times across the entire EU, for an average price, median price of 62, an average price of nearly 100. If you can go pick it up for like 10k on like 5 or 7 realms or something, I mean, what are these? 200. Oh, look. Surprise, surprise. 200k, 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 200k. You know, doesn't take a genius to work out. If you can pick them up on a few realms where there's only one, if you're the only person selling it, you can post it for whatever price you want. Some of these realms where there's 3 on Zul'jin for 10k a piece. 30k investment. Put 1 back up on the auction house, list it for 48 hours, sell it, list it for 200k. Hey, if it sells, it sells. If not, you've only lost 30k. If you have... But to be able to do that, you need gold on many realms. This is why I'm super tempted to just put 1 million gold on as many possible realms. Put 1 million gold on 50 different realms and just flip just stuff. Just random ass stuff, you know, patterns, transmog, mounts, anything that you see cheap on those realms at any point. It's going to take you a long ass time to build up an inventory. But now that you can so freely and easily move gold between servers, that's really what I expect to be the new upper echelon of gold making. Some people had already been doing it, but they had to grind like aggressively to do it. They had to build gold quantities up on those realms. Now you can just transfer 1 million gold to another realm and you can be up and running with multi-realm flipping like super quick. It's the direction that I'm very tempted to go in, but it's also a lot of hard work. This is the thing, right? Even selling pets on like 25 realms, I've realized that Jesus, it just takes a long ass time just to log into every realm, empty the mailbox, and post stuff back on the auction house. Even 25 realms, it takes a good hour plus. Ones on Zul'jin are already gone. Well, there we go. There we go. It takes a long ass time just to log into each and every realm. And even if you're only doing it once every 48 hours, it's a timely process, that's for sure. But it can clearly, very clearly, make you in excess of like 10 million gold a month, I'd imagine. It's Sanguino, by the way. You've been slow. Oh, is it really? Is Zul'jin paired with Sanguino? That's the one Spanish realm I'm actually on. Oh well, you snooze, you lose. Snooze, you lose. Right, let's get this lot listed then. There's also an inherent problem with doing this publicly on stream, you know, because this is an issue. This is an issue I've come up against just on singles, just you know, on a single server. I've not experienced it too often because for the most part I've not necessarily been playing on the biggest of big servers, but I have been subject to stream sniping more times than I would like. If I'm honest, I like, oh, this looks like a good deal. Should I buy this? And I'm thinking about it and I'm contemplating, and by the time I press buy, somebody else has already done it. Especially with commodities region-wide now. This is why when I did my little experiment flipping Shadowghast ingots, I've been tempted to make a video on that actually, even though it wasn't overly successful. Sometimes showcasing adventures that you go on that are not successful, maybe, you know, it's easier to learn from a mistake. Maybe if you can learn from somebody else's mistake, it's just as valuable. Maybe I should do a video on that actually. For reference, Shadowghast ingots. I was buying out and relisting and reselling the Shadowghast ingot market in the EU for a couple of days, mostly off stream because I needed to protect my resets from shenanigans, and for the most part I broke even, but this was the thing, it cost me the best part of 5 million gold to test, plus a couple of hours of effort to still only practically break even. So it goes to show, controlling and flipping commodity markets now that the market is so big is a challenge, and I probably didn't do it right. And as you can see, I still have some left. But close to 200,000 Shadowghast ingots I'd bought and sold. I mean, now they're probably 28 gold a piece, right? They're almost guaranteed to be 28 gold a piece. 29 gold a piece. 29 gold a piece and there's none of them. Oh, God. You know what's really annoying? This is absolutely ripe for another reset. There's only 26,000 here. It's less than 1 million gold. You could reset it to 48. If I wasn't streaming right now, I would probably do this, simply for the fact that you could probably sell through 26,000 Shadowghast ingots before the price dips back down to like 29 gold a piece. Your unit price is practically 30 gold here. Yeah, that's something that if you could sell 10k of them at like 45 gold a piece quite quickly, you'd turn that into a win. If I wasn't streaming, I'd probably give that a go. Maybe it's an opportunity for somebody else that's got an hour or two to spare. I'm a bit busy today though. Do it on stream. The problem is doing it on stream is it only takes one of you guys to come along with like 20,000 Shadowghast ingots and post them at 32 gold to fuck me. So fight it for now. I'm sure people are interested to see. It's too risky. It's too risky for me to do on stream. Flipping things like that where you need to maintain the market is not viable to do on stream, unfortunately. Just, I mean, like I said, I'm safe in the knowledge that most of you have good would not fuck me over. But like I said, it only takes one person to be watching, to be devious, and to... Everybody loves to troll the streamer, you know, so... Somebody already did a soft reset on them. The fact that there's only 32,000 on the auction house in the first place is surprising. There's usually closer to 100k. It's probably because it's still quite early, meaning that there's a bunch in somebody's mailbox expired. It's still a bit of a risky flip, but it's one I would have probably done if I wasn't streaming. Dusky boots, it claims... Why does it claim not connect? Hang on, is that a pattern I actually need? Oh, I'm on the wrong character now. Okay. I'm just wondering, am I trying to sell a pattern that I actually need the recipe for? Surely not. I don't know. all the things doesn't track professions across Battle.net accounts. Link it in chat to your paladin, and it'll tell you if you know it. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I could. It's fine. Apparently I've got a few of them anyway. It's obviously something I've bought to flip at some point. Ooh, 100k of stuff. What do we sold? Shadowgast. Couple of Legos. The Shadow Steel set, by the looks of things. Looks like somebody bought an entire set. A random Shadow Scale helm. Versatile necklace. Some half a Shadebound set. And then a Shadowgast ring. Ah, a few bits and bobs. Few bits and bobs, we'll take it. Odds and sods, as I like to call it. Wow, clearly a reset happened on some things. Grimveld hood for 50k? You gotta be mad. Not when it costs like 10k to make. Let's not be too greedy now. Let's not be too greedy. I know everybody likes to make gold, but I also like selling things. I'm quite sure I frustrate people with my remarkably competitive maximum prices, but the game's the game. Do I take a little bit of a look at pets, or do I do some blacksmithing stuff? Whilst that's listing, let me take a little bit of a look at blacksmithing. What do we need? Is there much from... Oh, God, I've just realised I need everything from blacksmithing. I've just realised we've only just leveled up blacksmithing, haven't we? We need everything. Outland plans. We need rep from everywhere, everything. Sunwell runs. Drops from all over the place. Scryers revered. At least this dude should have... I think this dude's reputations with Outland are not terrible. Oh, God. No, they are. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Okay. This is where we're going to spend some time, clearly. This is where we're going to spend some time. Selling at a lower than optimal price is sometimes better than having to repost it 3 or more times. Oh, definitely. Definitely. I always lean towards turnover over profit. Turnover over profit all day long. I would much rather sell something faster than I would sell it for more profit. Mainly on the premise that I deal aggressively with crafted stuff, so it's the right way to do it with crafted stuff. The argument, there's the argument, sure, when it comes to like farmed items, transmog, that sort of stuff, that you probably do want to squeeze out as much for each item as you can get, because, you know, they're not easily acquirable. So there's an argument there. But with crafted gear, turnover's king. Because if you've got the pattern to craft it, there's nothing stopping you making another one. So just get it sold. Get it sold. If you could only have 2 professions, which would they be? Imagine you're a new player without prior gold. Well, herbalism and mining. There's no questions about it. If you don't have any gold, and you can only have 2 professions, herbalism and mining. Because you need any of the crafted professions require you to either be able to go and acquire the materials yourself or buy them off the auction house. Both of those options don't become available to you if you're brand new to the game. Herbalism and mining should be everybody's first two professions, without question. Doesn't matter what character you play, you don't have to min-max it, you don't have to be a druid. Just what, you know, your first 100, 200, 300,000 gold should come from herbalism and mining. Without a doubt. You have to do the legwork. You have to do the hard work to begin with. You have to spend your time doing something, going out and getting something that somebody else wants. Because that's the only real value you can offer to the economy at that stage. You don't have the gold to buy a whole stack of materials to do crafting at anywhere near the scale that crafting needs to be done at. For reference, farming is actually the most optimal use of your time up until you have probably about 1 million gold. Because you need a huge chunk of change to really throw a lot of it at crafting professions, because you forget that when you're crafting, your profit, your increase in gold value is often only, you know, small percentages, 5, 10, 15, maybe 20% of what the actual cost is to make it in the first place. So you need to be, if you're not posting, I don't know, 2 or 3 million gold worth of crafted gear, you'd probably still be better off just spending your time farming and gathering and you know, acquiring gold the good old traditional way. People are already figuring out how to do numbers with the global auction house. Check Widowbloom. Check that the dude is posting stacks of 1200 at further reduced prices. People doing shenanigans, are they? Yeah. People are walling it off. Yeah, 600s, and then obviously 2 stacks of 600 makes 1200s. This is just this is somebody that is practically doing what appears to be a 1 silver undercut every time they run TSM, and every time they run TSM they're posting 600 at a time, and they're just doing that for an hour or so at a time, and you can see just every time they've pressed the post button, and wherever it says 600 or wherever it says 1200 or even 1800 or 2400, these are probably all exactly the same person. Any variancy from the 6 to 1200, any multiple of 6, anything that's not a multiple of 600, I should say, is probably regular players just posting their herbs. But somebody's clearly sat there for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, however long. They've got a reset on the go. They probably reset up to, I don't know, 18.5, 19 gold or something. And they just sat there posting 600 at a time every minute, every 30 seconds, whatever. Post 600 at a time, do it for a while, snag a bunch of sales. And then a few people came in and just put mad stacks down. So they, you know, they've chilled for a while until these disappear. Also in Shadowgasting got stacks of 100. Yeah, people are slowly learning. People are learning that there is such a high traffic flow that if I'm to post a Shadowgast ingot now, if I was to post 100 Shadowgast ingots, like there's a very, very good chance in the next 30 seconds to a minute they'll sell, because they're now absolutely the very, very front of the queue. And anything that's right at the front of the queue, turnover speed, maybe not right. Oh, there we go. Boom, they sold. And now they're gone, right? You see, if you put just small quantities at the front of the queue, so instead of doing the cancel scan thing, you sit there with a big stack of stuff, and now I just sell another 100, right? And I post them back in. And they'll sell again. Like, it's more important nowadays to keep small quantities of stuff at the front of the queue. If somebody else comes along and posts some, it doesn't matter, because in a minute you're going to post. You don't even need to do the 1 silver undercuts, but clearly people are. I think 1 silver undercut is the default in TSM. Or is that going to be an auctioneer thing? I'm not sure. It's probably a default somewhere that it's a 1 silver undercut, which is why you go from like 41 down to 39 to 37 to 30. You know. But this is what you do. You can obviously use TSM to do this to a degree, but I mean, it's actually, in my opinion, it's quicker and easier to do it with the default UI. But you just post 100 at a time, every 30 to 60 seconds. TSM's too slow for posting commodities. If I recall, that's something that TSM changed pretty fast once undercutting was no longer required. Fair enough. But yeah, the selling of commodities, if you're doing it at scale, is not so much the case of just posting a huge stack of them at a good price and leaving them. It's more about just, you know, constant, every 30 seconds, every minute, just posting a few more, posting a few more, posting a few more. And then, you know, you'll come back after an hour of doing that. So instead of doing the whole cancel scan thing, after an hour of just like consistently posting every 30 seconds to a minute, you'll end up with a massive, great big long list of commodity sales. Obviously, that only applies though if the price is right at the time. This is why timing is more imperative nowadays when it comes to these markets. Timing of when to buy your stockpile of stuff and not being overly concerned about buying in bulk. Why is there like so few Tide Spray linen right now? Why is there so few Tide Spray linen? Because this has happened. That's funny. People are just using the auction house to store their stockpiles now as well. This sounds like a great idea until you realise every 48 hours it comes back in your mailbox and then you have to deal with it all again. That's quite funny. That's quite amusing, you know, that for 140k you can reset the Tide Spray linen market to like 10 gold a piece. Doesn't make any difference because not a soul is going to be buying Tide Spray linen at 10 gold. It's a bit of a bait, but it's just funny that it's a thing. It's clear that it's way too early it's really early in the morning, and so some people's auctions have expired. It's clear that some stuff's expired. $31.25. The universal price for a Korthite crystal. I don't get this. I don't get this. I mean, this just goes to show just how many people do not understand that this is the vendor price. If you understood that 31 gold and 25 silver was the vendor price for this, you would not be posting these. You absolutely would not post these. Because if they as much as don't sell once, if you list it and it doesn't sell once, if it expires once, if you cancel it once, you've lost gold over just giving it to a vendor. So this is mental. This is actually mental. And what's funny is just how many of them there are. Over 6,000 people, over 6,000 Korthite crystals have been posted at dangerously low price. I bought 1,200 yesterday for 31 gold, 31 gold 24. It's just funny, isn't it? It's just funny. If we take a look at our Shadowghast ingot situation again, look. Oh, somebody did it. Somebody did it. I knew somebody would be listening and might give it a go. I'm not going to piss on anybody's chips, though. You have fun. You have fun. Right, we need to do some rep grinding all the same. We should probably pick a rep and go for it, shouldn't I, really? I should pick a rep and go for it. What's the best bang for the buck right now? Doing any of the Scryers and Aldor stuff is probably the best bang for the buck, I would guess. I am friendly with the Aldor. Should we maybe push the Aldor to Exalted, buy what we need off them, and then do the Flipperoonie again? We might need to do the Flipperoonie. Doesn't the auction house take 5% on the sale? That's true, actually. Yeah, it's true. They do. Yeah, the 5. But yeah, by the time you get the gold in your mailbox, you've actually you could have just should have just given it to the vendor. What's Oh, hang on. What was it 31.25 divided by 0.95? Yeah, if you're posting, anybody that's posted a Corthite crystal for less than 32 gold 90 is going to lose gold. So any 32 gold 90. So 32 gold 90 is here. So these 5,863 Corthite crystals that have been posted on the auction house, every single person that's posted one of these is going to lose gold. Every single person here has actively chosen to lose gold. What they should have done is just given it to the vendor. Because by the time the auction house takes the 5% cut from the sale, if it sells, let's not forget, if it sells, if it doesn't sell, they've lost gold as well because there was a deposit fee. So this is a lose-lose. Whoever's posted these nearly 6,000 Corthite crystals has guaranteed lost themselves gold. Congratulations, well done. You should have just given it to a vendor. Right. Okay. Maybe I do the Aldor Scryers thing because it's a reputation-based one. And it costs me. And there's clearly a lot of stuff I do need from the Aldors and the Scryers. Scryers Revered, Scryers Exalted. Which faction did I have some standing with? I've got some standing already with the Aldor. Do I need to push that any further? Aldor Revered. There's probably going to be an Aldor Exalted in here somewhere, isn't there? Oh, we need to do the Violet Eye again. I made the ungodly bad decision once upon a time to drop blacksmithing, and I've regretted it ever since. Okay, well, the Aldor is definitely a thing I need to do. So let's get myself over to... Shatrath and go and hand in some stuff. Stormwind, Silithus, Najatar, Exodar, Ironforge. We go Stormwind then first, right? I know this is NA rubbing it in the EU's face, but I refuse to buy Corthite above 30 gold, yet I still have more than I can craft with and plan to vendor all of it in a few months. The NA market makes me giggle. Anytime I can highlight... This is equally no offense to the NA. Oh, I should have picked up the Dark Moon Fair buff as well, shouldn't I? Yep, yep. Reverse. Reverse. Back it up. Where's me portal gone? You're absolutely right. We should go and get the, we should go get the 10% bonus as well. It worries me. I might have to do this. I'm going to need to do this Aldor Scryer shenanigans at least 2 more times on this fella because he's got blacksmithing and I know there's blacksmithing patterns. I'm going to need to do it on my tailor, which is my mage. There's also a very strong chance I might need to do it on both my shaman and my warrior as well. Ugh, that's gross. That's a lot of rep items. I'm going to make Zanzibar rich. Who stole the Dark Moon Fair? This way. Can you not buy the Dark Moon top hats so you don't have to go back every hour? I have no idea. I have no idea. Possibly. I'm never anywhere near that level of organised though. Why are you pushing old stuff? My inner collectionist is kicking in. I've always enjoyed collecting the old patterns and stuff for no real significant reason other than just because I can and because I want to. Yeah, you know, I've had a bunch of professions on a bunch of characters for so long now. There isn't too much of a logical reason to it. Other than I just want all the patterns for all the professions. Did I just cancel the debuff? I did. What a donkey. I meant to click the exit button. And I right-clicked the buff for some reason. There we go. That's what I meant to do. I'm dizzy now. Woo! Right, back to Shatrath. On me crabby boy, look. Crab mount for the win. I unironically prefer this mount to my Spectral Tiger nowadays. I put way more effort into getting this than I did my Spectral Tiger. Who be this? Who be this? A wild gumdrops appears. Welcome in, my man. Gonna transfer to a full pop and craft everything, post it on the auction now, spend 2 hours every day relisting shit that doesn't sell. Yes! Exactly. Exactly. Didn't even play the sound, scammed. Oh! Did you not hear that? Did you not hear that? Did you not hear the hello thing? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Now you see, that's annoying because it should. Oh, hang on. Alerts and sound alerts. Oh, Jesus. Now I don't know. It played in my ears. I'm using the new version of OBS, and it allows you to micromanage your audio sources a lot, theoretically better, but in reality it doesn't seem to work as I expected it to. I might have to do some testing. But it said hello in my ears, at least. So welcome in, Gumdrops. Hope you're doing well. Is it lunchtime then? If Gumdrops has turned up, it means it's probably lunchtime, right? Does this mean I should be hungry about now? It's time for food. Just updated up my work profile to record something, so I'm quite sure it's knackered up my personal profile for the streams that I never stream. Well, it's just a new way to manage your sources. It wouldn't by default have changed anything, but there was a new feature that was added that I've been playing with. So your once every 6 month stream should be fine, fella. Should be no problems. Right, I'm going to need... What am I going to need? I'm going to need a bunch of rep tokens of certain sizes, shapes, and values. Find me a mailbox. A mailbox is going to be over this way. And then let's take a little bit of a looky at a guide. What do we need for the Aldor? The Aldor requires this one. The Aldor faction, go. Reputation, turning in 10 marks of Kill Jaden. Hang on. Hang on. We've just done this. This is the same as what we've just done. Is that right? Yeah, that's the same as what we've just done. So, maybe I can send over any spares of what I had on my other dude before we buy more. Anybody that's been out there farming TBC rep tokens recently, you'll be making fat stacks off me today. Hey, what's this streaming thing? Welcome in, Samadan. Now it really must be lunchtime. Now it really must be lunchtime. What's that? What's that make it? 1 AM? Yeah, it's lunchtime. Clearly lunchtime. What is this streaming thing? I think I'm still subbed to you on Twitch. Keeping my keeping my monthly total going. Monthly Gumdrop, Samadan, Derp, all in here. Apparently it's the place to be. Not sure I agree, but... Right, let's send over the rest of these rep tokens then. Where did they go? We're going to need this one, 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 and this one. Any more for any more. What are these? Fell armaments. Only the Aldor in the temple of some place could do something with it. Okay, well, you have those as well then. Brain, think. No, that looks like everything. Go. Right, let's try that on for size. Let's see how far that gets us. Just looked, still have 17 subs. What beautifully loyal people you are. I think I'm still subbed to you. I think I am. I do suggest to people, usually about once a week, conveniently on a Monday, that they should go follow you on all social platforms. So, courtesy of your Wowhead economy reports each week. Thank you. Much appreciates. Right, let's see if that lot will get us. Is that going to be enough of these marks of some fellas? We need. Hang on. We need marks of kill Jadens, don't we? Can we do something with these fell armament businesses as well? Up in Aldor Rise. Where was he? He was chilling here, wasn't he, this dude? This fella.
Chronokai Christor.
Oh, what? He doesn't give me... Why does he not have the right quest? Is it because I'm only friendly?
Do not lose faith.
Didn't it... Okay. Have to do that quest first, I believe. Okay, let's double check. Players looking to gain reputation, blah, 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 blah. Turning in these things to this will do this. There's also a repeatable quest. Okay. I didn't have to do that quest on my hunter, though. I really do not want to go all the way to Sunwell just to find out I didn't need to do that.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Good fortune. Dionys Akka. Do not lose faith.
Bring fell armaments.
Blessings upon your family.
Interesting.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
Oh, well, that gave me a boatload of rep. Alright, we'll keep banging through those then, since I've got them.
Seek the path of the light. Greetings, friend.
I have no clue what this,
Long life.
what this dust is going to give me, but I'm sure I'll put it to some use at some point.
Arcanon Poros. Be kind to those less fortunate. Do not lose faith. Seek the path of the light.
We'll do this a few times then.
Good health, long life. Blessings upon your family.
Friendly. Maybe we needed to do this until we're honoured and then can do something else after. I don't know.
Blessings upon your family.
Let's now see if this dude will give us something else to do. Are you gonna talk to me now?
Arcanon
Are you
Poros.
gonna? You're still crisis at the Sunwell. Now it didn't say I need to do that, which is annoying. Fell armaments may be turned in at any time inside and will increase your reputation by a bunch. Maybe I just burn through a bunch of fell armaments. Maybe I'll just do it with those things then.
Dionys Akka.
We can... How many of them have I got? Well, I've still got 26 of these things. Maybe I'll just use all of these anyway. And then see where we go from there. No point buying more stuff if I've still got some stuff that works, right?
Seek the path of the light.
It's not broken, don't fix it.
Dionys Akka. Good health, long life. Do not lose faith. Be kind to those less fortunate. Dionys Akka. Blessings upon your family. Do not lose faith. Be
By the looks of
kind
things,
to
this will
those
get us to
less
a
fortunate.
vid at least anyway.
Good health, long life. Seek the path of the light. Be kind to
I'm getting
those
really
less
bored of a
fortunate.
silly
Seek the path of the light.
seek the path of the light.
Good
Shush.
health, long life. Do not lose faith.
I apologise, it's probably even more annoying for you lot.
Each day is a blessing. Greetings, friend. Blessings upon your family. Dionys Akar. Good health, long
How many you
life.
got left? 6 left.
Do not lose faith. Be kind to
Okay,
those
well that
less
got us
fortunate.
to... What did that get us to? Revered? Revered.
Seek the path of the light. Blessings upon your family. Dionys Akar.
One more.
Do not lose faith.
Right, technically, I could just buy a whole bunch more of those. What were those things called? Fell armaments. Fell armaments. Let's just buy, I don't know, 100 of those? Right, somebody give me a mailbox. I'm going to go to where I know there's a mailbox, even though it's probably not the closest. Just because I have no idea where they are. I got us to a vid pretty quick, though. It's going to be more annoying the other way around, because we're going to need the, what was it, the Basilisk guys or something? It's going to be more annoying going from Aldor, because we're going to end up being 36,000. We're going to be mad level hated with the Scryers. And is it the I think it's Basilisk guys, right? You use to go the other direction. You use to gain reputation with the Scryers after they hate you. Marks of some fella, eyes of some fella. Yeah, yeah. All of the above.
May the light embrace you.
Right, let's
Seek
keep
the
handing
path
these
of
in
the
then.
light. Blessings upon your family. Be kind to those less fortunate. Good health, long life. Be kind to those less fortunate. Good health, long life. Seek the path of the light. Do not lose faith. Blessings upon your family. Dionys Akar, Krona Kai Christor.
I should have probably checked whether I actually needed to get to Exalted before I did this, but I'm quite sure I probably do for something. If not for blacksmithing, but for, what's the other one? Enchanting. Then I actually need to make sure I definitely pick up every possible pattern for these two professions before I switch back. That would be pain.
Long life.
I can see me doing that.
Blessings upon your family. Be kind to those less fortunate. Good health, long life.
Good health,
Seek
long
the
life. Yeah,
path
yeah,
of the
yeah.
light. Do not lose faith. Good health, long life. Dionys Akar. Do not lose faith. Seek the path of the light. Blessings upon your family. Each day is a blessing.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
Oros.
Home stretch now.
Kind to those less fortunate. Do not lose faith.
19 and a
Good
half.
fortune. Good
20.
health, long life. Blessings
20 and
upon
a
your
half.
family.
21. Boom! Shatrath divided. Right. Now to pick up everything we need from the Aldor fellas. Where's going to be the quartermaster for the Aldor fellas? Keeper of Shatari heirlooms?
Each
What do
day
you
is
sell?
a blessing.
Oh, you're that vendor. You're going to be handy to know once
Seek
in
the
at
path
some
of
point.
light.
Keeper of Shatari artifacts.
Chronokai Christor. May your days be long and your hardships.
Okay, right. So now who do we need to speak to now? Really haven't planned this out very well. Scryers, revered. No, Aldor. We've done Aldor first. Oh lord. Scryers. Where's all the Aldor stuff? Aldor revered. Edarin. Oh, that fella again. Okay. He was down here. Right, sell me some stuff, fella.
Each day is a blessing.
Okay, what's this one? Flamebane braces. Blacksmithing. Yoink. Flamebane gloves. Yoink. Breastplate. Collected that appearance apparently somehow. Flamebane helm. That's all 4 pieces of the Flamebane set then. Is that everything? Oh, a one-handed sword. Yoink. And we got the tabard appearance already.
Safe journey.
I wonder if these bits are worth anything. Regional sale average 1.3k. Yeah, definitely not worth. Gloves, regional sale average of 900 gold. Flamebane breastplate. Oh no, see, that's got a better regional average. Regional average sale of 7k on that one. Obviously, all of this is on the premise that you can actually sell the damn thing in the first place. Another challenge in and of itself. Helm. The helm seems to have never been sold ever. Well, I say ever in the last... What is it with TSM on sale data? Is it 60 days or 90 days? I can't remember. I can never remember which one. Anyway, it's more stuff to add to the list. More stuff to add to the list. Apparently, I've claimed the appearance. Oh, it's not. They're not even unique appearances. Yeah, okay. They're a definite no. Do not craft. Right, we need to now somehow check that there is nothing else that we need from the Aldors on these 2 professions. I'm going to do a manual sanity check. I don't particularly want to trust add-ons in this scenario. I need to check every single pattern, make sure none of them say Aldor. Scryers. My god, there's so many patterns I need. I forgot just how much stuff there was to collect in TBC. This, though, for reference, is how I wish every expansion was, though. I wish you got your patterns, and I wish you had to do something to get them. Having everything on a trainer for the last however many expansions has just been gross. Okay, a lot of this is world drop stuff. Scryers. Hang on. Oh, yeah, Scryers is fine. It's the Aldor we've just done. I need nothing to say the word Aldor. Okay. I think we're good for blacksmithing then. What about enchanting? Wall drop, wall drop, wall drop. Annoyingly so. Lots and lots and lots of rep grinding to be done here. But at least none of it says Aldor. Is it time for some coffee? So it's always time for coffee. Never is there a bad time for coffee. Other than 3 minutes before you go to bed. And even then I would, you know, it's a flip of a coin. Right, now we need to do the god-awful switcheroo in the other direction. Now we need... Oh, hang on, what is this? Oh, this is what we spend all that dust business on. Shoulder enchants, fair enough. This is a character once upon a time I actually did cooking on. I wonder how much cooking I ever did on this character. Not anything too recent though. Warlords of Draenor appears to be the last time I did cooking on this character. But this was the character that I did all of the Pandaria stuff with. But I never bothered to collect stuff. Okay, that's fine. Cooking's a hunter thing. Right, I think I'm safe to do the switch then. Now we need to go the other direction. We need to pick up the... We need to make it so the Scryers don't hate us. Did you check all the things? No, I did a manual sanity check. Oh, you mean oh, not just patterns and stuff. Yeah, you might be smart there actually. Where's the all the things button gone? All the things. Can I just select a faction? Factions. Burning Crusade. Apparently that doesn't show me what I was expecting it to show me. Why is this not showing me even a fraction of what I expect it to? I'm pretty confident I've got everything. If I don't, it's on me. If I don't, it's on me. Like I said, I've gone through my unlearned tab. The main reason I'm doing this is because I know, like, transmoggy stuff I don't care about so much. This is more about the patterns. It was only a few gold and 20 minutes of my life. It's not a problem. Right, now I do need to work out then how we switcheroo. Switching to the Scryers. To change your faction from Aldor to Scryers to access their crafting recipes and undo all reputation progress you've made, find Arcanist Adria, a Scryers in the lower city. She offers you a repeatable quest that requires you to get Damp Scale Basilisk Eyes. Once you are neutral with the Scryers, you can no longer receive the quest. The quest gives you 250 rep per and minus Aldor rep in the process. Please use the auto turn-in add-on or something if you have to do it again. I'm not installing add-ons just for turning in some quests. Arcanist Adria, where are you then? Where are you? You are there, and you look like this. Okay. Okay. I also need some Damp Scale Basilisk Eyes, presumably. Couple of mailboxes down here. Has anybody done the maths on how many of these basilisk eyes I'm likely to need? Hang on, I was standing right next to mailboxes a minute ago, wasn't I? I've literally just come from here. Right, let's buy some basilisk eyes. 1,000? How many do you reckon we need? There's a comment on Wowhead with the maths. I'll just buy 1,000, and if I need more or less, we can buy more or less. So now is when I dump the basilisk eyes I told you to buy. Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Slightly. Possibly. Right, where are you? Where have you gone? You're meant to be around here somewhere. It's not you, is it? You're, you don't look anything like that picture. Where have you gone? Isn't it meant to be you?
The eternal sun guides us.
This ethereal does not have a single basilisk eye on him. Hello? Hello? Do you not see all my basilisk eyes?
Be ready for anything.
How do I make the quest do a quest thing? You don't like me, I get it, but how do
State your business. Salama
This is odd. She demands basilisk eyes at 250 rep for 8 and a 30% drop rate. This seems pretty painful. Not if you buy them off the auction house. Do I need to... Have I not even done the quest that gives me some allegiance to one of the faction or the other? Maybe that's why I'm not getting the right turn-in quests at all.
We will have justice.
Maybe there's a prerequisite quest I need to do. Allegiance to the Scryers. Let's go speak to Khadgar then. Maybe I've just never aligned myself with either faction. Where's Khadgar at? He's meant to be around here somewhere, right?
We will find a way through this. Keep your guard up.
Follow me, stranger. It won't take long. Okay. Go gadget. Is City of Light a prerequisite? It doesn't say.
For Azeroth.
What am I meant to be doing here? Follow Khadgar's... Oh, follow his servant. Ow, I didn't realise I was following his servant. Where'd he go? He's pissed off somewhere. Did he go outside? Where'd he go? Hang on, please hold. Follow the elemental dude. It takes like 15 minutes. Are you mad? I got 15 minutes to run around Shatrath. Especially now I've lost the dude. Wasn't he a big void walker looking fella? Where'd he go? Oh no, I've broke it already. Okay, there's an easy solution to this. Abandon, take it again. Abandon and now pay attention.
You can learn here. Be vigilant, friend.
Right, where did you go? Target on your head. Right, where are you going? / follow. Oh, I can't / follow him. This won't be long. Biggest lie in Wales history. Yeah, clearly. Just a quick restock. Just a quick restock, no problems. Ah, you see, I know why I didn't do this, because this is the guided tour all around Shatrath, isn't it? Yeah. I vaguely remember this now. Even though it's probably been 10 years since I've done it. Now I have to somewhat pay attention to this bloody tangoed Voidwalker. He's not doing anything. Move. Lord. You know what? This is going to take longer than getting the reputation. And the annoyance is I'm not even sure I need to do this. But I think the reason I was having difficulty turning in these things was because I don't think I've actually aligned myself with one faction or the other yet. Because I think that comes after this quest. Where's my TBC fanboys? Where's my classic fanboys that can probably answer this instantly? A newcomer to Shatrath. Make sure to drop by later. Yeah, shush. Speedy now. Guy takes you to show you the two factions. The next quest is the one where you pick the one you'd like to be friends with. I get it. I see. There's a very good chance I've scuffed it then, isn't it? Because if I'm already exalted with... Who did I get exalted with? I can't remember now. If I'm already exalted with one of them, does this mean I can maybe game the system? Can I now say, right, I want to be part of the Scryers, please? Do you reckon that will reset me to normal? Or to neutral, at least? That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? I bet it won't. I bet it'll stay at hated. It'd be a nice little loophole if it works, though. I wouldn't complain. Especially since I'm going to have to do this on my mage as well at some point this week. To get all the tailoring recipes. I'm less incentivized to do it on my tailor though, because I've only got one profession on that character. I've only got tailoring on that character. It used to be an alchemist, but now my shaman is an alchemist because it's got the Vial of the Sands recipe. And so it will now, forever and a day, be my alchemist. Even if I don't like playing a shaman. God, talk about time gating, Blizzard. My lord. I need a second month of subs just to finish this quest. Do I genuinely need to chill with him? Do you reckon if I just took the quest, he'd, you know, wander off and do his thing? Do you reckon I need to actually follow him? Sorry, boys and girls. I'm blatantly aware this is probably the least interactive stream content you've ever seen in your life. Me following a tangoed Voidwalker. But sometimes things do not work out as you planned. I'm amazed that like 70 plus of you are still chilling here. I appreciate it, boys and girls. Thank you very much. How else are we going to learn the secrets and the tidbits of Shatrath? The wonderful city of light. The wonderful city of snooze, yeah. Not watching you, just the... Okay, yeah, for the Voidwalker. For the tangoed boy. You want a close-up of him, do you? Have a close-up. Have a close-up. Has anybody ever tried to play WoW in first-person mode? I contemplated doing this for a video once. Leveling to max in first person. I did contemplate it. I thought against it because I ultimately decided it was dumb. But I wonder if anybody's ever done it. It's kind of one of the things that you'd expect to see, you know, somebody on YouTube do. There's a whole challenge for there, isn't it? I mean, probably. It's kind of similar to the Iron Man challenge, I suppose. I'm sure there's some people that have done it. It would be... see, this is one of those things. It would be better if you could do it in VR. If you could, you know, configure WoW's camera to, you know, be a VR headset. That would be kind of interesting. I'd dig that. I'd give that a shot. Imagine doing it PvP, the damn rogues. Get off my ass. Get off my ass. Like, constantly. How are we doing, Eliath? Welcome in. Oh, question. I didn't hear the sound alert this time. This time, even I didn't hear it. Did any of you guys hear it? Oh, you guys heard. Okay, so now I've somehow managed to make it so that you guys hear it, but I don't. Oh, I have got no idea what's going on. Yeah, the hello there thing. Okay, you guys heard it, but I didn't. Right. My audio setup is scuffed AF right now. I promise I will try and fix it one day. I'd hate fighting the spiders that jump behind me when playing... Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you've just joined, we're on possibly the longest single quest in history, the City of Light, as we need to switch from the Aldor to the Scryers, and apparently that requires me to actually align myself with one of the factions in the first place, which I clearly never did on this character.
Knowledge is power. Come back in one piece.
Right, there we go. Allegiance to the Scryers, then. Are you certain of your choice? The Scryers will warm you welcome. Scryers will say hi, but the Aldor will not easily forgive your decision. Fine.
Keep your guard up.
No problem. Hey, genius! Loophole in the system. Loophole in the system. Zerg yourself to Exalted with one of the factions prior to doing that quest, prior to granting yourself allegiance to one or the other, then go do the quest and skip the probably 50,000 gold worth of rep tokens needed to jump ship. Look, okay, we're still hated technically, but it took like, what was it? It took 5,000. Reputation with the Scryers increased by 5,600. Reputation with the Aldor decreased by 6,100. Okay, it didn't get me too far. But, you know, 5k experience is 5k experience. I will take it. Let's now then go turn in Basilisk Eyes for a month and a half. Well, let's hope we can turn in Basilisk Eyes. Is this NPC going to talk to me now? Yes, now we're talking. Bring Basilisk Eyes. Have some Basilisk Eyes. Genius. Right, we're off to the races now. We're off to the races.
Our enemies will fall. We
Right.
will have justice. Be ready for anything. Remember the Sunwell. The reckoning is at
We'll
hand.
hand this in as many times as I possibly can
Ashalanore.
until I can no longer hand it in.
Shurelaron.
How many Basilisk? I bought 1,000 Basilisk
Remember
Eyes,
the
didn't I?
Sunwell.
I definitely am not going to need 1,000
Salama,
Basilisk Eyes now.
Ashalanore. We will have justice.
Why am I switching? Since if you want to get all of the patterns for your professions, you're going to need to get Exalted with both
The
factions.
reckoning is at hand.
So you need to get Exalted with one, and then switch and go all the way in the other direction and get Exalted with the other
Ashalanore.
to get all the
Remember the
recipes
Sunwell.
possible.
The reckoning is at hand.
And the reason I'm doing this right now is because it's TBC week, so we get 50% bonus reputation when doing this. You're only meant to get 250 rep per turn in. I'm currently getting 400 rep per turn in because it's the time walking TBC. Plus we've got the 10% Dark Moon Fair shenanigans. So
Shurelaron.
now's the time to do it.
We will have justice. Shurelaron. We will have justice. Salama Ashalanore.
Salama Analashore, or whatever she says.
The reckoning is at hand. Be ready for anything. Remember the Sunwell. Shurelaron. Salama Ashalanore. The reckoning is at hand.
Got into the Dragonflight beta, didn't have any time to try it out properly. Hope I'll manage to have a Dragonflight weekend this week. Honestly, you probably want to just hang fire for a little bit, even if you get access to the beta, because they don't have, there's no profession vendors currently, so it makes it testing the professions practically impossible. There's also no pre-made level 70 characters, so if you want to test
Shurelaron.
anything other than what you can do at level 60, you have to do some leveling. So I think I've got my dude up to 66 and I've been doing some herbalism and mining. That's about as much as I've been testing in the beta so far. But theoretically, in some undisclosed period of time, they will they'll make it a little bit more flexible. hopefully.
Be ready for anything.
Yeah, I suppose you can try the new Evoker and you can level up a little bit, start to see the first zone or two maybe, depending on how much time you want to dedicate to it. Actually playing the Evoker class and getting up to grips with that's probably not a bad idea.
Our enemies will fall. Be ready for anything. The dark times will pass. We will have justice. Be ready for anything.
But yeah, anything profession-wise is practically off limits right now until they put the proper vendors in.
The reckoning is at hand.
Since you're unless you want to do the incredibly gross thing of being self-sufficient and farming up all of your own materials, but that's not fun. That's too much like hard work for the purpose of testing and the expansion. That's too much like hard work doing it in retail. He says as he I've been doing herbalism mining on the beta. Still not maxed either of them out though, because even that, once you get much past skill 80, the last 20 odd points, getting from 80 to 100 is a pain in the ass because you can only get skill points from like the rare nodes. And I want to get to 100 skill points so I can unlock all of the talent trees. But I'm also kind of lucky that I can, you know, I can spend 8 to 12 hours a day doing this if I want to.
Be ready for anything. The reckoning is at hand. Salama Ashalanore.
And yet here I am, repeatedly turning in stupid basilisk guys. Oh, hang on, what happened there? Oh, we're still hostile. We can still turn these in then.
Remember the
We
sun
can keep going.
We will have justice. Salama Ashalanore. Be ready for anything. The reckoning is at hand. Salama Ashalanore.
I'm thinking of switching to Evoker. Dragonflight is going to be the one time they'll be OP. Blizzard will probably forget about the Evoker after Dragonflight, as they did with all the new classes after its expansion. Yeah, if there's a period, if you do enjoy just, you know, being overpowered for a while and having presumably pretty easy time of dungeons and, you know, raid spots and that sort of stuff, an Evoker's definitely not a bad choice. I mean, if history repeats itself, Death Knights were OP as all hell for the first couple of patches. Monks were just monks. Monks weren't actually that overpowered when they were first implemented. They were pretty good, mind, but they were not like super OP. Who else did we have? The Demon Hunter, that thing was flipping ridiculous for the first patch or so. So yeah, if you do enjoy just that flavor of the month style and just being ridiculously overpowered, I would imagine that going Evoker is probably not the worst idea.
We will have justice. Be ready for anything. Remember the sun well.
I'm too emotionally attached to my hunter though, for me to play any other class as my main.
We will have justice. We will persevere. Salama Ashalanore.
Neutral.
The dark times will
And
pass.
at neutral we can stop handing stuff in.
Be
Okay.
ready for anything.
Right, so actually, while I did buy 1,000 of these things, we burnt through a fair amount of them. We now have 272 left, so how many is that? Quick maths, like 730 or something? We did still use a fair few of them, even with all of these rep bonuses. I'll throw the rest back up on the auction house. Or maybe I'll save them, because I'm clearly going to need to do this again. Right, now I need to get them from neutral to exalted. What's the actual leveling path for these fellas now then? Scryers. Where's Arcane Tomes? Sun Fury Signets. A Firewing Signet? What the hell is a Firewing Signet? Arcane Tomes might be the play, though, you know. When they're 10 gold apiece, they are clearly the play. That is clearly the play. That lot, you know, might take me all the way there. That might be that. We might be good with just those 100. We're gonna need more than that. I might need a touch more than that, but if we need a few more, we'll buy a few more. How much rep is it from 0 to max? Is it 42,000? I think I might need a couple more than 100. Hang on. Where are we turning those in? We're going to be turning those in at the Scryers quarter somewhere, right, surely? Is there a full list of specializations for all of the professions yet? Probably. Is that a waterfall you can't fly through? It's concrete water. Probably, although the reason I didn't make too much of a big deal about the specs in the alpha was because all of it felt very, very incomplete. So,
Anaria Shola.
Arcane Tomes, here we go.
The Sunwell.
Have some Arcane Tomes.
We will have justice.
Boom! 560 rep a go. Yes, please.
Keep your wits about you. Our enemies will fall. Farewell. Anubelore Delana. Shoreloran. Glory to the Sindora.
Ah, this is easy mode.
The reckoning is at hand. Farewell. State your business.
There we go. Friendly.
The reckoning is at hand. Keep your wits about you. We will have justice. Remember the Sunwell. Shoreloran. The reckoning is at hand. Farewell. The dark times will pass. Shoreloran. Keep your wits about you.
The whole beta feels a little bit
Glory to the
incomplete.
Sindora.
Well, we still haven't seen enchanting. Like, genuinely, we're, what, like nearly 2 months into the development cycle? Public development cycle? Is it nearly 2 months now? It's probably not far off, is it? We still don't even have enchanting. We're still missing an entire profession.
Remember the Sunwell.
But like I said, the professions are a little bit in hiatus at the moment. There's practically no real way to test the professions currently, so that's why I'm not too concerned with being on the beta right now. How are we doing, Sham? Welcome in. Good to see ya. Kind of afraid of the release. Well, the truth be told is times are ticking, you know, because if you think about the fact that they want to get the game released before the end of the year, it's already been leaked that potentially we'll see a end of November launch. If we see an end of November launch, we should expect a early November pre-patch, and it's already early September. That gives them like 6 to 8 weeks before they potentially launch pre-patch, you know? It's really not a long time, not in game development, like, you know, land.
Eternal sun guides us. Farewell.
People are already contemplating, you know, when to take time off and all sorts of stuff.
Remember the Sunwell.
Right, we are nearly at Revered.
We will have justice. Glory to the Sindora.
Revered, there we go. Now just the home run to Exalted. How many of these things have we got left? Ah, we're not even halfway through the Arcane Tomes. Beautiful. Just sat through 4 hours of assessment for my kids' potential autism ADHD. That was fun. Imagine how they felt. Sorry, that was cheap.
Shadowlands.
4 hours? Really? What were they doing?
The
What can you do?
reckoning
Like,
is at hand.
that's a lot of assessments.
Shadowlands. We will have justice.
That's outrageous.
Remember the Sunwell.
I've never paid attention to anything for 4 hours in my life.
Glory to the Sindora.
Other than maybe turning in
Keep
these
your wits
goddamn rep
about you.
tokens.
The reckoning is at hand. Remember the Sunwell. Farewell. Our enemies will fall. Keep your wits about you. Shadowlands. State your business. We will
I am
have
going.
justice.
I think I'm starting to see
Shadowlands.
double.
Keep your
Click these
wits
buttons
about
far
you.
too many times.
Remember the Sunwell.
Practically worn a hole in my mouse mat, I reckon.
We will have justice. The reckoning is at hand. Shadowlands. Remember the Sunwell.
You know, Azerite Autopilot would probably semi-automate this. Yeah, I'm sure. I went by the theory that in the time it takes me to try and find add-ons or set up some system that, you know, will make it easier, I could have just done it. And it's a one-time thing anyway, so...
Justice.
Sure, if I was vendor shuffling for 12 hours, it would make sense, but...
Farewell. The eternal sun guides
Although
us.
this is
Keep
now
your
the second
wits
time
about
I've done
you.
this today, but, you know,
Remember the Sunwell.
we're nearly there. Power through. Power
The
through.
reckoning is at hand.
And don't we all want to
will
hear
have
about the reckoning
justice.
at hand? And then the
The
justice.
reckoning is at hand. Farewell.
Okay, 2 more.
Glory
Maybe
to the
1 more.
Sindori. Shadowlands.
Boom! Second time we've achieved this today. Hero of it's a feat of strength. Second time we've acquired a feat of strength in 1 day. Check us out. Right, now I need to find where... You're an enchanting trainer.
Yes.
Are you going to sell me anything interesting?
Time is of the essence.
Where do we reckon then is the dude that's going to sell me all the stuffs? I should have checked that out. You can do some beta stuff later. I'm probably going to go grab some food before too long. The wife is away for the next day or so, so I'm a little bit more flex with when I can do stuff. Meaning I might stream again this evening possibly and do some beta leveling. We'll see. I've not decided. I really need to focus on sort of some YouTube content, if I'm honest. I'm really I'm not doing my YouTube audience justice at the moment, unfortunately, but right, where's the things that required me to level all of that rep with the Scryers gone? There was there we go, Scryers revered. Where am I buying all this from? Quartermaster Enorial. Where are you? Quartermaster Enorial is chilling here and looks like that. Okay. Taking a bit of a WoW hiatus lately, getting slowly back in. How's the money making been since the new auction houses changes? Fast, I guess, is the one word you could use to describe it. Fast and furious. There's the scale of everything is just ridiculous. So, you know, everything's a lot more lucrative, but everything's also a lot more risky. With my focus not too aggressively being on actually making gold at the moment, though. I've tried a few little flips and bits and pieces, but I'm not going too out of my way to, you know, make gold so much. But Generally pretty good, though. Generally pretty good. Where in the world is this fella? Is he... Oh, he's gonna be down here, isn't he? He's gonna be... Was it in this building? I should really pay attention to what I'm doing. Ah, I'm in the wrong building, that's why. I'm meant to be down here somewhere. Here he is. Here he is. Here's our guy. Right. Sell me some stuff. Enchanted adamantite belt. That sounds very blacksmithing, doesn't it? Enchanted adamantite boots. Enchanted adamantite breastplate. Some gauntlets of the chosen. Bit of transmog. Don't mind if I do. Enchanted adamantite legs. A ring and a tabard that we don't need. Okay.
Keep your wits about
Surely I didn't do all of that for 4 patterns. There must have been more than 4 patterns, surely. Was there genuinely nothing for enchanting? This worries me. World creatures, world creatures. These are all drops. That's on a hold. Shattered Sun. On a hold. Consortium. Maybe there isn't any enchants that I needed. The Shatar. Keepers of Time. Cenarian Expedition. There's lots of reps I need to grind out, but there's... Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Well, that then is the Aldor and the Scryers done for at least 4 of my professions. Whew. Completely balked the stackable prices for a bit, but I think a lot of them are now recovering. Yeah, for Shadowlands materials, it just dumpstered them into the floor, which was to be expected anyway, because we're coming towards the end of the expansion. That happens every expansion regardless, without there even being any auction house changes. What some people didn't quite expect was the prices of all the past expansion materials to be affected quite so aggressively. A lot of stuff surprisingly held its value quite well. If we take a look just ever so quickly at like things like volatiles, if I can spell. Hello. If you look at the volatiles and stuff, most of the volatiles are not too different in value to what they previously were. Air, fire, water, all floating around 20 gold still. Previously, obviously, people would have liked to be selling these things at like 30-ish, but, you know, you'd very rarely actually sell them at that price. So even though, you know, even though things have been merged, things are slowly starting to kind of find their spot. Right. Technically, there's a few more reps I need to grind on this dude to get some more patterns. Although, there is actually a strong possibility that they're just patterns I need to straight up go and get, rather than actually doing the rep for. Although, looking at my reputation for Burning Crusade on this character, it's not exactly great, is it? We're honoured with a few people, but we're not more than honoured with anybody. So yeah, I got a bit of work to do this week on this old paladin to get these blacksmithing recipes up to snuff. Where we stand on professions generally. Professions. Why does it show some and not others? Why does it not show... Oh, because of these... Oh, okay. Either way, we've got too much in this list, and we need to make this list smaller. But I might continue this tomorrow. Might continue this a little bit later. We might do some beta leveling in a bit. If I'm just doing some beta leveling, I might throw up the stream. We'll see how I feel. But for now, I need to go get me some food. So I'm going to leave it there for today, boys and girls. Thank you all for joining today. Very different stream for me today. We were just off doing stuff, which is not particularly goal-making-esque. But, you know, collecting patterns and stuff, it's moving your account forward. You never know when these patterns might become useful to you. You never know when you might decide to craft up a bunch of stuff and try your luck. So, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. If I don't see you later, boys and girls, have a good one. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace.